So, Asmongold and Caleb Hammer have put a podcast out together. The two horsemen of the apocalypse. The most influential and intelligent and good-looking political streamers on the planet. Well, Asmongold's a political streamer. Caleb Hammer's he's just a fat wanker, really, who's really mean to people and knows a lot about finance, apparently. And just shouts at people for like hours on end. So I'm prepared to hear some great takes during this podcast. So I reckon that's honestly, there's not really much else to say. I've made 2 Shepherd Boy videos about Asmongold so far, I think, where we have agreed vehemently with his political takes because he's a very smart and educated man. And Caleb Hammer, the exact same. I love the way that he talks about women. I love his dating strategy. I think he's a smooth criminal, and I'd love to meet him one day and just take a bath in his house. All right. Let's have a look at this podcast. This video is called Caleb Hammer Audited Us. And we are going to... I think we're going to speed it up depending on how dull it is to begin with. Well, it would help if the video played, to be fair. Jesus.
My fault.
Let's go on 1.5 times speed. It is a 2-hour video.
That it's taken this long. It's not Rich's fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's totally mine. And to make it up for you guys, we have a guest today. We have Caleb Hammer from Financial Audit. How you doing, man?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So is this your studio here?
No, we are pretty close to it, but we love these guys here.
Oh my God, this place is so nice.
He's looking rougher than usual. I don't think Asmongold looks rougher than usual. I just think it's because we're seeing him in a different setup from the one that we are so used to seeing him in, which is his room. But because he's like quite a crusty bloke, and his room's also quite crusty, they sort of intermingle with each other and everything just works fine. But when he's in a more like pristine and clean environment, his crustiness is exposed a little bit more.
I've got all this other stuff. Wow. Like after the last like 3 episodes, we've been doing them in like hotel rooms. I think that they think we're recording a porno or something.
Yeah, the whole swingers arc is finally done. But I do think that this is probably a new low for us, having to borrow a set from a guest and a guest's friends. It's like,
yeah, you know.
Also considering the reason we haven't
the back of a van open.
It's a month. The reason we haven't filmed the podcast is because he spent 1,000 hours playing some goy slot.
380 hours playing Crimson Desert.
And he lost a tooth for every 100 hours.
I had a tooth fall out in the middle of like playing, and I had to go to the dentist as an emergency the day after.
What are you doing?
No way! Oh my God, me and Asmongold, one in the same. In fact, I've one-upped him. I've got 2 of them in here. And these are big ones as well. Look how huge they are. Big wisdom teeth. Fuck me. I never thought I'd relate to him so much. Although I have mugged him. I've got 2 teeth and they're way bigger. Maybe we can name them. If any of you come up with next donation gets to name these 2 puppies.
I want to build roads.
Oh my God.
And civilization. I just went back to Civ 5.
I'll tell you, like driving over here, you need to build a road over here. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's like driving through like Iran. Like it's massive potholes everywhere. It's insane.
Civ 5. I just played Civ.
Driving through Iran because there are massive potholes. As far as I'm aware, there's like a huge pothole problem all over America. Is that like an Iranian thing, or is Iran sort of notorious for potholes, or has he just picked a less developed country because he's assuming the roads are shite?
5. 100 hours in Civ 5.
100 hours. All right, that's substantial. Okay.
Good game too.
That's my relaxation after work.
Well, hey, we don't, as far as gaming is concerned, we can obviously talk about that a whole bunch, but you're going to be really comfortable here. I've watched
Yeah, he's probably talking about it being bombed. You're right. That's probably what it is.
a bit of your show. You spend most of your time talking to
I wonder if... I don't. He's definitely in support of the Iranian bombings. 100%. He's probably... You know what? No. You know what? Let's see. What does he think about the innocent schoolgirls who got murdered by Israel? The Iranian regime is... Oh, this is definitely the fucking one. Even just the
Take a
title.
look at this.
The title itself pisses me the fuck off. It's called The Iranian Regime is Over. Just complete and utter bullshit. That's not how it works. The Iranian regime was way bigger than the leader of it, or the leader of Iran. No country's dumb enough to have the entire regime base itself on the fucking leader of the country. The whole point of the regime is that it's built on much firmer ground than that, so it can continue even if the leader gets assassinated. It's not as though assassinations are unexpected by any means.
Yes, guys. They're really popping off. Iran protests enter the 3rd day. So this has been going on... So, yeah, true. And, yeah, just feed them. Say, I mean, yeah, there's a few people like throwing, like...
Okay, let's control F. I want to see what he says about the school. Nothing? He just doesn't mention it? Girl? The only mention of girl is...
Wow. Is this what they do over there? Send it to Destiny? Well, it's a girl's name, so it would make sense.
Okay, his only mention of girl and girls is Destiny? What, Stephen Bonnell? Okay, does he talk about the schoolgirls dying in this one?
The trend among Iranian women is now...
Is he just not going to talk about it? Does he not give a fuck? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but Iranian women protesting versus Western feminists protesting. Meanwhile, Western feminists advocate for Islam. Yeah, I'm not sure it's great for feminism when a school of girls is fucking murdered and bombed by Israel and America. I don't think that's great for feminism. It's probably not the celebration that you're making it out to be. You fucking idiots. When is anything good for feminism? Roe v. Wade was good for feminism. Keyword was. Look what fucking happened.
Then after that, I have ice cream. Yeah, Chipotle's delicious, right? So I was eating so much Chipotle and so because it has like the amount of salt that it has. You seen the amount of salt it has?
Probably a lot.
80% of like one in like just one bowl of Chipotle. So I got my blood pressure taken, right? And it said my high score was 193.
A good score.
That was really high. My mom's was over 200, but like, you know, that didn't go.
Always living in her shadow,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, always living in her shadow, right? And so anyway, all this happens, right? And you know, I had to tone it down. And so now I only eat Chipotle 4 times a week. It used to be 6.
Dude, undiagnosed diabetes really keeps
it's not real.
off.
Like,
I'm the fat one here, and I don't even have these.
I'm curious what the point of this podcast is, because Asmongold's a political streamer. Caleb Hammer says that he's not political. Why do men have long hair and not take care of it? It's a good question, because I don't mean to shit on Asmongold's like appearance or whatever, but he's just not taking proper care of his hair. Long hair's tough. It is tough to take care of, but just shave it all off, man.
And then
like if you don't want to take care of it, that's fine, but I'd recommend just getting rid of it.
fall asleep on the floor watching anime.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
That's right. What can I say?
That's my role model, man.
Well, like, is that surprising?
I don't know. I mean, I eat pretty okay.
Yeah.
I feel like most streamers probably have high blood pressure because they don't cook their own food and they just live off like Deliveroo and Uber Eats and shit. That's one thing I'm actually quite proud of, is that I've not fallen into that trap. I cook a lot of my own meals. Just a lot of soup and a lot of rice and a lot of chicken and broccoli and shit. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit. Let's see what they've got to offer.
I don't know. I love Slop TV. My 600-pound life. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's what me and my girlfriend were watching last night. I'm all about that. And I wanted to watch a show that didn't exist. So usually when I make something, I think of like, what do I want to watch? What do I want to consume? That doesn't exist yet. And it was Financial Audit. So that was the main idea.
It's so enjoyable to watch people that are more retarded than you, but it is kind of scary. I was watching one of the episodes where it was like 2 Disney adults, and I was
You're
like,
gonna have to be more specific than
lots
that.
of those.
oh really?
Yeah.
It was 2 girls that were in a relationship.
Yeah.
They had
Who
murdered.
the fuck is this guy? Is this like Caleb Hammer's bum? Is this his buddy? Just like a bloke who works on this like is this like Asmongold's friend or?
Their finances when they were 19 years old, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
And
I have a YouTube video reacting to this one.
oh really? Yes. Dude, it's rough having him react to certain things because he hurts my feelings a lot of the time.
Why?
Because he reacted to there was a video of people from my college describing their majors, and he called it a Karen factory. And he said anybody who went to that school is a mentally retarded Karen. And my degree's like hanging in the back of my thing, and I was just.
And you're not using it.
Hey man.
So I mean.
You're hosting me, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's not that bad.
Yeah, not because that degree, okay? Yeah, he went to school for video game design.
What school's the Karen Factory?
Well, no, I went to the college that I was in. I went to NYU, and the college that I was in was called Gallatin, where you design your own major. But I double majored basically in video game design and creative.
Yeah, and obviously like the video I was watching, it's like everybody's creative design major was like, you know, like queer studies in the animal kingdom, and it's like, okay, what the fuck does this mean, right? How do you test?
I want to find this video now because I bet he's exaggerating the fuck out of this. College kids are 100% cooked. I guarantee this is some bullshit. I fucking guarantee it. Holy shit, Blake, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. That's so kind of you, dude.
College graduate these days. Check this out.
My name is Jacob, and my concentration is environmental science and sustainable business.
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle.
The what?
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Okay, so you made that one up.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. My concentration is creative direction, production, and narrative through the arts, performance, and written word.
Hi, my name is Karina Gomez.
If you become a college
I don't know what. I guess I need to watch the whole thing. You know what? Let's give this a. Let's try.
Students to create their own major.
This university allows their students to create their own major. Okay, let's have a look at this. About admissions, academics, community, news and events. Define your future, not just a major. At NYU, Gallatin, students co-create rigorous academic journeys that combine disciplines, seek connection, and prepare them for a future. On their terms, whether you're mapping a path to law or medicine, launching a community-focused enterprise, bridging the gap between coding and design, or preparing a creative endeavor through the humanistic lens, Gallatin provides the framework, advising, freedom, and community to make it happen. Overview. Welcome to NYU Gallatin. Okay, let's have a look.
At NYU Gallatin, we take a distinctive approach to liberal arts education. That's because the challenges facing the world today call for new ways of thinking. Here at Gallatin, students learn to think, create, and problem solve in many different ways. They leave our school with a perspective that is broader than most, the versatility to meet any challenge head-on, and the ability to create meaning in their work, their lives, and the world. I'm Dean Victoria Rosner. Welcome to the NYU Gallatin School of Individualized Study. At Gallatin, students work closely with their faculty advisor to develop their own programs of study. We call them concentrations, and pursue their passions through many different disciplines and from many different perspectives. They discover how seemingly unrelated ideas connect with each other. They are asking complex questions, and they are seeking unique ways to find the answers.
Being able to develop my own concentration at Gallatin enables me to engage with the arts practically and conceptually, and it also enables me to distinguish myself as an art student with business coursework that's tailored best for me.
Gallatin students have the ability to take classes across New York University, and they leverage their real-world experiences to evolve and sharpen their concentrations. They hold internships, they conduct fieldwork, research, they study away across NYU's vast global network, and they undertake creative and artistic projects that are tailored to their pursuits.
I do love when schools and universities have, like, just act naturally. Let's just get, like, a bunch of diverse people and act naturally on camera to show you how friendly the university is. I always find this shit funny.
Working alongside peers and professors.
I've been in one of these. I was in one of these for my secondary school.
Who encourage them to share their ideas and to create, learn, and grow as part of a dynamic community where everyone's capabilities and contributions are valued.
The experiential learning opportunities that I've had at Gallatin have been fundamental in constructing my concentration through real-world experiences. I've been able to do embedded internships through the embedded internship program at Gallatin, as well as independent research with faculty, and I get to work on campus as an ambassador, an orientation leader, and a STAC expert at the STAC Lab.
Gallatin students graduate prepared for the world as it is today and as it will become in the future. They enter their professional lives ready to have a positive, lasting impact.
Okay, so from what I'm understanding, it's not the degree it's not the degree that they graduate with. It's a separate, like, sub-degree called a concentration that is, like, a part of their course where they can combine a bunch of topics and do their own research and, I guess, have fun with it. This is an art program. Liberal arts, I believe they said. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's like, from what I'm understanding, it was misrepresented by Rubin or whatever his name is, or Asmongold. But, like, every statistic shows that people with uni degrees, or just degrees in general, massively outperform financially those without them. I think college or university, whatever you want to call it, is massively overhated by a lot of people in conservative spaces. Charlie Kirk was like a big proponent of college being a scam, which is just, I think it's such bullshit. I think if you don't know what you're doing in life, college is such a easy option. Like, it just should be what you're doing. Yeah, generally experience higher earning potential. You can go by universities UK. I'm sure it's not too different in the US. Yeah, here we go. It's like, say what you want about college, but oh, fuck's sake. Okay, we're back. Say what you want about college, but here we go. Graduates overtake those who chose not to go to university within just a few years, earning at least 20% more once they're in their mid-20s. By age 31, graduates typically earn 37% more, and the gap is slightly higher, 38%, for those from economically deprived areas. Graduate earnings increase at a faster rate than those of non-graduates between the ages of 23 and 31. Average earnings grow by 72% for graduates compared to 31% for non-graduates. For those who were previously on free school meals, average graduate earnings growth is 75% compared to 26% for non-graduates. Okay, there's a whole bunch of other stuff here as well. But you guys can read it if you're interested. I think the hatred towards college is very confusing. I understand it. I do get it. Because they're trying to sell you something, and college sort of gets in the way of that. They don't want you to be educated. They want you to stay dumb, so you'll keep falling for their scam. That's my opinion. Especially in America, where getting educated is probably the most dangerous thing the government could do, because you guys have guns.
Actually, kind of is a Karen factory, and that's why it hurts so bad.
And you know it's ridiculous.
Hey, man.
So, yes.
I don't have any college debt, though.
Okay, well.
NYU.
Yeah.
Everyone has college debt at NYU.
I got very lucky. I got a big scholarship because I come from a very poor family. So they felt bad for me.
Yeah, of course. Well, like, so how did you start getting guests at the beginning? And is it harder for you now to get guests? Because, like, because, you know, they're going to come on and be like, well, I spend all my money on, like, OnlyFans and I Klarna pizzas. Like, am I doing good, Caleb?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
No, it's super easy now because everyone in the audience wants to come on.
Danky, college puts you in debt in America. College puts you in debt everywhere, dude. I don't have college debt. Not everyone ends up with debt. That's just a dumb argument. Also, as far as I'm aware, I don't know how it works in America, but here in the UK, you go through college and then you have student debt. You have like 50 years to pay the debt off. And if you're not in the financial position to do it by the end, it just sort of, you're just good to go. Like, it sort of pays itself off. It's not as though it just fucking... It's not as though you need to, like, do an upfront payment the second it ends. But I do agree, student loans are evil. Like, they're way too high. But some people over-exaggerate their inconvenience to an insane degree.
For what it's worth.
They want to
come on. We get hundreds of applications a day.
Do you think any of them are like proud of the level of dysfunction? They're like, wow, I'm really a fucking moron.
No.
Really?
No. They want to go through the experience. They want to have the fun. They want to go through the roast.
Oh my God.
But they actually improve their lives.
Really?
So it's worth it.
Okay.
It's worth it. 20,000 hours in 12 months is the average.
My university costs $400,000 by the end, and the interest bill's 13% per month not paid. That's fucking unhinged, dude.
People pay off after they come on the show.
$20,000 that they pay off after a year?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty
Which is pretty good.
Yeah,
So they come on, they look like idiots, but it's because they are idiots in that moment, which is fair.
So you think you have probably a higher success rate than most other shows?
I guess. I mean, I don't know any other finance show that's like...
I look at you as like financial Jerry Springer.
Yes, Caleb Springer.
There you go.
Yeah, like, and the thing is that show didn't help anybody.
No, yeah. I mean, there was no benefit.
That shit was funny.
Who got helped on Dr. Phil?
The Cash Me Outside girl.
Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Yeah.
Jerry Springer was fake, though, wasn't it? So I guess there probably is some similarities between Jerry Springer and the Caleb Hammer show. Because there's no way every Caleb Hammer show video is real. Especially the early ones, which I think were exposed for being fake.
Millionaire now.
She's doing all right. But I feel like that's crazy. I didn't expect a stat like that. Where you're actually
it's because people actually want to change. But they come on the show where it's crazy, get a little bit of roast, but then they get all the tools and they actually get a budget at the end of the show. For what
Oh, wow.
So even if you came on, I mean, I'd be roasting you for an hour and a half, but you'd get a budget at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, you're probably good.
Well, he spends a lot of money. Like, I mean,
You have a lot of money.
Have you ever told somebody to spend more money?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Oh, God. Oh, no. Why would you want somebody to spend more money?
Because if you have more money, spend it.
you're eating koi slop all day. You could have a fucking
called
personal
Chipotle.
chef.
It's,
What's the nicest meal you've had recently?
Recently? Like, okay.
Last nicest
You
meal.
can't taste anymore.
The last? No.
He's melted off his taste buds with all the sodium.
So, okay, this is going to sound really, really, really bad. Is that the teeth that I had fixed were actually rotting, and they would smell bad, or like I'd be able to taste the rot. And so I didn't realize.
You're gonna do a podcast that you don't have to smell it?
No.
Put on that side, bro.
And so I didn't realize that it was affecting the food that much until I got it fixed. And I had to
Dude, this is horrific. Let's skip ahead of it.
It's funny too.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen a
Yeah,
lot.
it gets mean at that point. I don't know.
Maybe you should stay a little.
It was a little. Get a little less, because at 200 I'll still be overweight. It's overweight's okay. A little budge.
I mean, there's a big difference between 200 and 400.
I'll tell you how much you can spend.
Okay.
Okay, how much you make? You just had tax issues, right? So you probably know how much you make.
I
That was a
know how much
rounding
I owed. I owed over $4 million.
Okay, so $4 million. Was that after estimated taxes? Was that the back pay?
No, that was my estimated taxes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so $4 million. So you probably make after taxes, what is that?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what the answer is. I got a 1099 and it was like millions of dollars. I don't even know where it came from.
You probably have $6 to $8 million left after taxes.
More than that, probably. A lot more than that.
Really? Well, how are you only paying $4 million?
Well, I mean, like, I think it's probably like just not that much more. But like,
Okay, spend $2 million a year.
$2 million
Spend $2
a
million a
year?
year.
Oh my God.
Wine and dine your boy. Take him on a yacht.
$2 million. What the
It's sex
fuck
on the
would I
beach.
do with $2 million a year?
I don't know.
Take me on a cruise, bro. Take me on a
Yeah.
No, look, here's the thing, bro. You should just find something that you enjoy and splurge a little bit. Like, I think you should enjoy it a little bit more.
Oh, God.
You can't take it with you. So here's my plan right now. I want to create like some sort of fund that in the event of his inevitable passing, hopefully along.
I can't tell if they're being like ironic here, but this is just bad advice. If you don't want to spend money, don't spend the money. It's probably like it's the best thing to do. You don't want to force yourself to spend money because you have it. I'm very fucking boring with the money I make. Like, incredibly fucking boring. The most financially irresponsible I am is in the record shop. And like, other than that, I guess I get in a nice place. I want to get a house soon and shit, but that's all boring shit. Like, I don't buy anything stupid. You guys have never seen me in any form of designer, and you probably won't ever. It's just not my thing.
Time away from now. Wait, hear me out. Hear me out. I thought of the whole thing. I want you to live forever. I want your legacy to live forever.
Yeah, I like that.
And I'm gonna hire all my Jewish friends to build this shit.
Oh.
I want to build it because we know how. I want to build a pyramid. An Asmongold pyramid. We put him in there and it's like a museum and it's playing all the clips inside of the pyramid. You can't tell me that wouldn't be the coolest thing ever because you're not spending the money. Let's make a fucking pyramid.
Okay, you know what? That's a great motivation for me to spend the money for something else. There we go. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to take a second here. Obviously, we are now actually on a...
Okay, we'll skip the ads.
Let us know in the comments what your pick is for if we're going to get it.
Well, I mean, you know, Destiny was a music major too.
Yes.
Yes.
And he dropped out too. That's because he fucked.
Okay, I think they talk uni here.
Off, and then there was like a huge pile of trash, and you know, it was a big thing. You couldn't sell the house, but like then after that, the new neighbor is totally fine. It's totally like he's nice, and all of them are nice. Like they probably, I think that they know what I do because like one of them recognized like, oh, say I think I saw your video or something. But like other than that, they never really thought about it or asked about it.
Yikes, the casual anti-Semitism. Yes, it is anti-Semitism. That is the word. I don't know where my brain went there. It don't even make no sense, though. It was the Egyptians that built the pyramids. I don't know if you know this, but there aren't many Jews in Egypt. There were a lot more at the time, I guess, but famously the Jews left Egypt, very famously, correct. There were more at the time, but there's like none now. To be fair, there's no Jews anywhere but Israel in the Middle East right now. There's like a couple thousand in Morocco, but...
At all. Never ask about anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they know you're a streamer?
Say what?
Do they know you're a streamer?
I know that at least 2 of them do.
Okay.
And actually, like, I mean, and then also if I include the ones that are like near what my dad's neighborhood was, pretty much all of them do. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, Caleb thinks we're weird.
Is it, like, have you like dealt with a lot of streamers before?
No, I don't know
Really?
any streamers.
Wait, none?
For the record, aliens built the pyramids I'm seeing in the thing. That's a white supremacist dog whistle.
No. No. I've DM'd Destiny because I'm trying to go on Destiny as like the counter review, right?
Accurate.
Because Hassan probably won't take me, but...
Yeah, sure he would.
So, okay.
It depends on how many views the video will get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, like,
know the
I mean, you know, Destiny was a music major too.
Yes.
Yes.
And he
so-
dropped out too because he fucked someone.
Yeah, because it was not economical.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I understand it. So like that was the only other person you've talked to that's
Yeah, I've DM'd him a few times. Other than that,
Okay.
I know YouTubers, like the finance YouTubers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's kind of big on YouTube, I think, the finance side.
Yeah, I stay in my bubble because that drama shit gets weird. Like you're always in drama. I do like that drama. Like I'm gonna get in trouble for being on here.
Yeah.
Like I already know I am.
Yeah.
So it's just the drama shit.
You know what's funny though? I'm curious what you think about this. You definitely, if you put out a tweet, you definitely will. But the fact that it's not on
tweet a lot.
Twitch, I feel like YouTube is not as crazy about that.
Nobody on YouTube gives a shit about anything because YouTube, the
watch the
reason
video.
why I think Twitter is like Twitter, there's so much of a reward structure around just saying whatever is the most extreme, crazy, vitriolic, aggressive, and just, provocative thing possible because you're getting paid for it. It's like it's a very bad incentive structure. But like on YouTube, I think it's way different because even when you're a big channel, like it doesn't matter because there are a million other big channels, right?
Someone's really not happy with me calling the pyramid alien theory a dog whistle. Calling it an og whistle is a dog whistle for retardation. Yeah, it's so ironic that you can't even spell that word correctly, by the way. But the white supremacist dog whistle in the pyramid theory is if the pyramids were built by people in the West, like people in Paris, for example, because no one says that the Eiffel Tower was built by aliens, or Stonehenge was built by aliens, or the big Jesus statue in Brazil, for example, or the Statue of Liberty. But the difference is all those statues were built by white people. But when the pyramids are built and it's brown/black people or Egyptians, all of a sudden, no, they can't have done that. No way. Must have been aliens.
You're a big fish in an ocean, right? But like on Twitch, it's like a very small pond, very small community.
Okay.
I thought of something you spent money on.
What?
A hair transplant.
You mother.
Turkey.
No, Canada.
No, the worst part is that like you already have a guy set up for me.
I already have it all set up.
Yeah, he already has it. Like
We should do it on stream.
I'm saying.
That's what we're gonna do. Like
all
You're actually going to do it.
well, like
It's happening.
So like my
Bro,
plan.
my hair, I didn't do my hair and I didn't
Look
get a
at
haircut, but
Yeah.
I was completely bald.
He was.
This is fake. Well,
No,
it's real
it's
now.
real, but yeah, I haven't got a haircut in a while.
That is
but-
crazy.
Wow.
Eiffel Tower was built in the 19th century. We have pictures. That's true. We do have pictures, but the building of the pyramids is also incredibly documented. You just get lied to. Like we have a bunch of the blueprints. We have a bunch of the trails. We have a bunch of the we have the bricks themselves. We know how they were transferred. We know how they are moved about. We know that water was used to sort of drag them through sleds in the sand. Not saying the pyramids wasn't Egyptians' law. No, I understand that, Forbes, but it is very documented. It's one of the most documented buildings of anything, especially at that time. So yeah, like I don't know why the alien theory even exists. It's very, very, very well known how and who built the pyramids.
I was
like honestly, like I was against it until I saw Rich.
Yeah, I went
and
to the
like,
same guy
holy
that did Elon
shit.
Musk.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? His name's Dr. Hassan.
Oh, thank
I'm not even
That's
kidding.
fine. That's totally
in
fine.
Canada.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest experience of my life.
You can rent a private jet to get there. We can start getting this money moving.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
You can get catered Taco Bell on the PJ.
I know. It's just that's like
Oh my
20K.
god.
Yeah, no more. Is it Canada? Well, if you're doing dinky or like big.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Wait, how much does a private jet cost?
I don't know. You're tall, right? So it could be like 40 there and back.
Oh jeez.
Yeah,
I mean,
brutal.
there and back is not that bad.
If you don't spend money, like why not?
$40,000. I mean,
bald
that's
are you?
What?
How bald are you?
Bald enough to where Canada would be easy.
Okay,
Like-
because it doesn't look that bald from here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, like
Appearances can be deceiving.
he probably spends more time on that than most girls spend on their makeup.
That is unfortunate.
It's stupid. I mean, I've bashed socialism for sure, but I'm just not socialist. But I think you can be normal left and not socialist as well. I don't think.
Okay, here we go. This is.
I hired my first PR guy to try to get me on shows because we're plugging our app otherwise. So there's the plug. And then like this happened at the exact same time, and I met him in person the other day, I was asking him, like, I'm getting all these right-wing invites. Where's the left wing? And he said the pushback we're getting is that all of them think we're just bringing on poor people that we don't know just to make fun of them. That's what every single one of them, like, call her daddy, the other one, like all those people, they just think we're just bullying people. But it's not even true. They're literally signing up, going through a crazy onboarding process. They're fans of the show, and they want to go through the roasts and everything. So people who sign up for Kill Tony and then you get offended that
if
you got
you
roasted.
go on Jerry Springer, you know what you're gonna get.
Yes, especially if you're a fan of Jerry Springer.
Yes, of course.
So it's stupid. I don't know. They hear that, and then I talk about personal responsibility. That's, I guess, immediately right-wing coded.
Right-wing, personal responsibility is right-wing, guys. Sorry.
It's stupid. I mean, I've bashed social.
No, it's only right-wing coded because of the way that you make it out to be. So in their mind, it is irresponsible to have an abortion, for example. Like, and that's why in their mind, like the way that they present responsibility is extremely right-wing coded.
For sure, but I'm just not socialist. But I think you can be normal left and not socialist as well. I don't think that's.
I agree with you, by the way.
Well,
I think most people that make content though are not normal political opinions.
There's a reason why they're in their house and they're not out.
You can definitely be to the left and not be socialist for sure. I'm not sure what he means by normal left though. I guess he just means like not unhinged on Twitter. But yeah, you can be capitalist and still on the left. Maybe not a leftist, but I don't know. It's all labels, I guess.
Side.
I don't know. I defended a trans person on the show the other day. In my right-wing audience.
That's true. Asmongold has no right to criticize people for being in their house constantly at all.
Didn't really care.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody really cares.
Well, you defended the individual who was on the show.
No, someone was like a transphobe, and I was like, who gives a shit? Just use the pronouns. Who cares? I was like defending it. It was like the right-wing part of my audience didn't really give a shit. And then I criticized socialism, and the left-wing part of my audience like fucking blew up.
I totally agree. There are a lot of people that are not very accepting to any kind of disagreement. Like, there's tons of people that I deal with that disagree with me all the time, right? But like the moment somebody I deal with, like, they're disagreeing with me, they don't like what I'm saying. Oh my God. Like, I think there's definitely like more of like one angle of like intolerance, right? But I think that's kind of what happens like social media is like everything kind of gets dialed up, right? Everything is like more serious. Things are more extreme. Everything's got to be as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
He's actually, you know what? He's actually right there. I never thought I'd say that, but he is right. Everything on social media and the internet does need to be dialed up to the most extreme level ever. So, for example, I think 35 and 22 is a very creepy age gap. But on the internet, you can't have creepy age gaps. It has to be pedophilia. Call the fucking police. It has to be every single time. You can't have like me, for example. I said beef curtains that one time. That's a misogynistic word to use. No, it's not just a misogynistic word to use. You're a porn-addicted, misogynist, pedophile, fucking rapist, according to some YouTubers. Among other things, of course. I can't name off every accusation that was levied against me. You can't be rude, you have to be a narcissist. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Bang on. There's some other shit as well. But also, there's also a huge thing about everyone in your audience having to agree with you. So one comment I get very regularly, which worries me, on Shepherd Boy and Dan Kijabo is, I love Dan Kijabo or I love Jesse because I agree with every single thing that he says. I fucking despise when I get comments like that. I really do, because it means either one of two things. The first of which is that if I ever come out with a take that contradicts or goes against one that you have, no matter how civil I am in my disagreement with you, it means I'm a piece of shit. And like, so we could have all the same takes, but if I'm like 5 degrees off, then from your politics, then that makes me like a massive piece of shit, even though we mostly agree with things. However, or it could also mean that you don't actually have opinions on things and you just wait for me to say something and then just mindlessly agree with me. Because there's no way you actually agree with every single thing I say. It's not possible. The only way that you can agree with everything someone says is if you're faking. Especially because despite being on the left, I have a lot of opinions that maybe aren't as far left as a lot of people in the audience, for example. And that's totally fine. Like, it'd be one thing if I was, like, conservative or right-wing or MAGA, but minor disagreements on things that don't affect basic human rights aren't, like, they're not enough to reasonably cut someone off over. I am easily ruffled. No, you're right. I am very, very easy to rage bait and fucking piss off. Like, I am a very angry person, and I need to work on that. I do need to genuinely work on that. But, yeah, I am an angry person, for sure. I agree. But to be honest, the internet makes me angry.
I want to put you in a camp.
The internet makes me really fucking angry. It's because people are stupid assholes, and stupid assholes, they really, like, this is, I'm not even being ironic here. Stupid assholes fucking, they really annoy me. It fucking pisses me off. Yeah, but you are still young though. Yeah, of course I am. So I'm not going to say everything perfectly, and I'm sure my mind changes a lot. especially on things that I'm not as educated on.
Of course.
So they had to put me in a camp.
You're either on our side or against us.
Yes, I'm right wing because personal finance, and I mean, I say jokes. I say retard.
Yeah.
And I guess that, I don't know, offensive things.
Well, to be fair, you're talking to a lot of retards. You should be allowed to say it.
Yes, and I call them
Imagine
retarded.
not being able to use the word if you're doing your show. That's bad.
I know, and I say it every
funny thing,
episode.
He's in controversy all the time. View count doesn't go up or down. It stays the same.
I'm not worried about that.
People bitch. People complain. Everybody's going to keep watching. The people that hate you are probably going to end up watching you more.
Howard Stern, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that? They watch you twice as long.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he's going to say next? Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with that. It's just annoying when people assign your ideology.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like that's
makes a lot of
like, I'm not afraid of people not watching, but
yeah.
No, so I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks that people put me in that camp. I don't know. Like I have voted both ways in my adult life.
Sure.
So I voted left and I voted right.
I think most people.
Hold on a sec. How old is Caleb Hammer? Caleb Hammer is 31 years old. Okay, so he must have been like 29 during the last election. 25 the one before that. And then 21 the one before that. So if he's voted both ways, he must have voted for Trump for at least one point in his life. 31. Did he vote for Trump the first time? Did he vote for I am very unwilling to believe that Caleb Hammer voted for Kamala Harris. Or Kamala. I'm genuinely not too sure. I'm not being a dick there. I genuinely just don't know. Kamala. He openly pushes MAGA. Yeah, I think he is on the right. The only people I ever hear call themselves centrists are closeted right-wingers. Or people who want to seem more nuanced than they actually are, but they're just right-wing propagandists. He's voted both ways in his life, so when did he vote left? I'm trying to guess here. What changed for him? If it was the most recent one, maybe, but I don't fucking know. He definitely voted Trump at some point, though. Like, if you line his ages up.
People have, honestly. Yeah. And, like, there's a big problem, I think.
Sigh, here goes the centrist slander. I'm not slandering centrists. I'm just saying that a lot of the popular centrist creators aren't actual centrists.
That people have, where every...
Obviously, centrism is, like, fine. You can be a centrist. It's whatever. People who are centered will always lean onto alt-right when pushed, though. I wouldn't say always. I just think a lot of people on the internet who are right-wing will just use centrist as some sort of facade.
Everything has to be all in one camp or all in another camp, right? Whether it's like if you have one opinion on like gun rights, you have to have 7 different opinions about childcare, schooling, immigration, foreign affairs, and everything. And it's like you have to all be either one or the other. And it's very, very exhausting.
Who claims...
No, but Asmongold is describing himself here, though. Because once you know one thing about Asmongold's belief, you know everything. Like, once you hear what Asmongold has to say about Charlie Kirk, you know what his views on abortion are. You know what his views on illegal immigration is. You know what his views on Trump is. You know what his views on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is. You know what he thinks about LGBTQ community. You know what he thinks about every single major political topic based on one thing or a few things. So I think that's projection there. But I don't even think it's projection. I think it's just him being extremely unself-aware of his own, of like this floating Jenga tower, where if he changes one opinion, the Jenga tower, it'll completely topple and he has to change everything. Like, he's a fascist propagandist. He's just like Charlie Kirk. They're one and the same, man.
Yeah.
That's why he fucking loves him so much. He is Donald Trump's cumsock.
Honestly, the people that are talking about me less because they don't know how bad I am.
Okay.
I have a lot of things and crazy things that I say, little controversies, etc. I don't think anybody really claims me. And to be honest with you, I actually prefer that because I don't want to be on anybody's side. I mean, I guess that people would probably say that I'm more right-wing. I mean,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly, right? I would easily say that, like, if you were going to put it in one category or another, I would say that, yeah, I'm definitely, like, more like that. But, like,
see, this is what I mean. This is the fake centrism that I was just talking about. Asmongold is right-wing. This is bollocks. Completely. I've never heard him say anything about, like, any left-wing values or agree with anything that a leftist has ever fucking said. He's right-wing. See, this is exactly what I meant. I'm glad we spoke about that earlier, about the centrism thing, because it's happening right now in real time.
Honestly, I'm okay with a lot of social systems and everything. I just don't want to go to like random people that aren't supposed to be here, right? That's really about it. Like, other than that, I'm totally fine with everything else.
You were on, what's it called, for a long time?
For what?
The food thing.
Which food thing?
The stamps one, right?
Food. I was on food stamps.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I mean, my outlook is like, okay, now I have to pay a lot of money on taxes. And it's like, I used to be a worthless loser, retard, sitting at home all day, playing video games, doing nothing, and trying to put in the least amount of effort possible in order to live. And I was getting paid by the government to do that. Now I'm making money and I'm paying for the next generation of worthless, lazy retards. And maybe a handful of them might do well later on.
Seems like the system worked.
Are you
That's the
against
circle
that
of life.
now?
What?
Are you against that now? Taking care of someone like you?
So not only am I for it, I think that we have, and I'm sure you probably dealt with this in like your financial audits, is that whenever you get inside the donut hole of, for example, like making so much money that you can't get food stamps, but the difference is actually making it to where you're making less money and you have less effective income. Like I actually think they should give you even more money for food stamps.
No, in many states in this country, if you make federal minimum wage, which is what I think $7.25.
$7.25. I know it's Texas. I'm sure, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, federal. That's the federal.
I'm from New York. I thought it was $15.
But for many for many state programs, if you get boosted to $15 an hour, you actually only got a real wage boost of about $1 because of the social programs you get kicked off.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Well, like your effective income, even when you're making like 20,000 or like it's like 30,000, it's like closer to like 50, 60,000, right? Because you have like the medical assistance program, that's the MAP program. You have food stamps, you have other supplemental assistance, you have housing assistance, you have a phone assistance, right? The Obama phones, which is actually done by Bush, but it doesn't matter. You have all these other things like, and yeah, you save so much fucking money whenever you're broke. But then whenever you're middle class and you're not making that.
Wait, are you saying that if he changes one idea, he has in a group of people, he shifts completely, or that if one of his beliefs changes, he has to shift 100%? Sorry, I joined like a bit ago. No, I'm saying that if he changes one idea, so for example, if Asmongold's belief that illegal immigration is bad probably stems from him thinking that they make the country more dangerous. Now that is false. Like that is objectively false. Immigration is great for the country economically, and they are one of the least likely demographics to commit crime. So the reason that he believes that is because he is feeding into and directly promoting the propaganda that MAGA is responsible for. So if he were to change his mind on immigration, that would mean he would need to change his mind on how reliable and how reliable MAGA as a movement is. And for him to change his mind on that would mean that he'd have to change his mind on a bunch of other topics as well. It's not a healthy belief system to have, where when you change one opinion, everything else needs to change with it. Like me, for example, I'm not a communist, right? But if I were to lean less socialist, less capitalist, and start to think communism was the way, that wouldn't mean that I would need to change my opinion on abortion or immigration or anything, because those belief systems are backed up by completely separate things, and there's no like root, there's no tree root there that is like the basis for every single belief I have. There's no like source that I am just bagging and stealing all of my beliefs from.
Let's say you're making $40,000 a year. Those are the people that are fucked.
Which is why, by the way, I'm so willing to admit when I'm wrong whenever I do feel wrong about something. These people can't admit that they're wrong about something, because if they do, they'd be admitting that they're wrong about pretty much everything.
Broke because they can't get food stamps, they can't get assistance, but at the same time, they also don't have the money to pay for it out of pocket either. So like that's the really, really bad one. I'm sure like you've dealt with that too, right?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
But I also get pissed on my show when people are on food stamps, but the reason they're on food stamps is because they don't make enough, because they're pursuing building their own business. So we're funding them to fund their own business when they chose not to just get a job. Like I want there to be social programs where people who face hard times get help.
Oh yeah.
But when someone chooses, okay, well, I'm going to start my own business. Oh, oops, now I don't make enough money because I'm trying to start my own business. So here, let's fund your food and everything. That doesn't make sense.
I'm okay with that if it's a temporary thing. Like, for example, like if it's like for 6 months or a year, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
That's still subsidizing their business.
It is subsidizing their business. And I think that's good, right? I mean, because if you subsidize businesses, you help, grow the economy and you grow capitalism and you give people the opportunity to do that.
Socialists are communists in theory, but colloquially they've been separated. To be honest, I'm not even fully convinced by socialism as of yet. It's definitely not something that I'm fully educated on. I'm definitely not like a hard capitalist by any means. But whenever I look at like the Nordic models of capitalism, I think it looks pretty good. As much as it's not like, I think it looks pretty good. There's elements of socialism, but at its core, it's capitalist. So the UK, for example, or Scotland. I think Scotland's a great example. I love Scotland. And Scotland is a capitalist country, but they do have free healthcare. They have free free tampons. They have a lot of free shit and a lot of things that are provided to you, especially if you're lower income or whatever. No, dude, Scandinavia is a hellhole. Is it? Don't they consistently have like the highest standards of living, or the highest like quality of life? Am I wrong there? They have like really high education standards. The Gen Alpha literacy crisis isn't really a thing there. Things seem to be pretty good over in Switzerland and Finland and Denmark and stuff.
I can see why people wouldn't want to do that, though. I can absolutely see that.
Well, my struggle is the largest growing piece of the pie of the federal budget.
60%, right? Something like that?
The largest growing. Quickest growing is the interest on the federal debt.
They are taxed to hell. Yes, that is true. But when you can at least you can actually see where the taxes are going to. Switzerland. Danke, please look at a map. Why? Switzerland, Sweden. What am I being told? What am I being told about here? Taxes go to free healthcare here. Yeah, exactly. Taxes are supposed to go to social services, but that make it a better place. They don't go to social services. Well, I'm sure a lot of them do.
It's so bad.
So when money is...
Sorry, I missed this bit.
The largest growing, quickest growing is the interest on the federal debt.
It's so bad.
So when money is going to things like that, I want robust, safe social programs. I really do. But when it goes to us subsidizing...
Oh, Switzerland isn't in Scandinavia, confusing it with Sweden. Yes, that's... I'm talking about Nordic countries, not Scandinavian countries, specifically.
Someone creating a business versus a family who lost a job.
Well, you're certainly right that there should be a priority system. And if we can't pay down the debt, I think it's like, has it crossed 40 trillion yet? I don't know, but it's probably quite close to that. Yeah. It's very close. And like, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, right? It does get worse. And you're right. It's like in terms of priority list,
Switzerland is Nordic, right? Am I wrong there as well? No, it's not Nordic either. Yeah, you're right. I did just clock that. All right, yeah, fair play. Thank you for correcting me there.
Starting a business should come much lower on the totem pole than, like, let's say, a family of four that loses.
I'm going to blame the sedation. I'm still a little bit high off the sedation. Are Scottish people nice to foreigners? They are, but part of me feels as though because it's a little more ethnically homogenous up here, people are nicer to foreigners. A lot of the time you hear the most vehement racism from cities like London and Birmingham because there are a lot more people of colour there. So then the white people feel as though they're being taken over or whatever the fuck. But then, you know, maybe part of it is that Scottish people are just very friendly. I honestly don't know. It's very difficult to tell. That could be part of the reason why the Nordic countries do so well as well, by the way, is because they're so ethnically homogenous. But I don't know. That is just a theory. I honestly have no idea. There's not like any research there. It's just a thought, potentially.
Their income because of, you know, AI or something like that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I wish we had more money to do that, but right now it's just, I don't know how there's so much fraud too.
Also, they're probably not, especially recently, they're not as ethnically homogenous as they used to be. So I'm not even sure it's a point even worth bringing up.
Like, have you kept up with that at all?
Dude, every time I tune into his show, it's some random person who's on, like, randomly on, like, a vet and on disability.
Oh, fuck you.
Like, every single time.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing.
Like, always.
It's a big thing. And we've had multiple guests on the show now essentially admit that they got injured outside of their service, but because technically they were still in service, like it was off base and all this stuff, they get 100% disability forever now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they fully admitted that on the show. An episode that hasn't come out yet that we filmed was a guy who currently gets 80 as a cook because of hearing loss. As a cook, and he gets 80%, so he gets 4,000 hours for the rest of his life. He's trying to get it to 8,000, and I asked him why, and he was like, well, just so I can get more money.
More money, yeah, exactly.
But I was like, no. Yeah. Why? What about your medical condition is going to bring you from 80% to 100%? He's like, so I can get better finances.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I want veterans to get so much money. I really do. I advocate for like a...
I think it depends where you stay in Scotland. Glasgow is very accepting territory generally, but Dundee and Aberdeen, for example, can be a bit more split. You had Scumdee, I call it, and Aberdeen for sure. But Glasgow is like, from what I understand, I think Glasgow is like the most left-wing city in the whole of the UK. I think it's Glasgow and Liverpool.
Pension system. There's a forever pension system. But because we call it disability, and there are people like the trend, and most of it's probably Iraq war and Afghanistan, but the trend for military disability signups has been like this, and then past few years it's just gone straight up, which really sucks because it's like 4% of the federal budget now. And when there are people that are actually struggling, homeless vets with drug addictions, all these people struggling to even get in line to get seen, then there's people on my show that have obviously abuse the system. That's obnoxious. And then they come at me, or they come at you for even calling that out, and then you're a vet hater because it's a sacred cow. Vets are a sacred cow.
I think so. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I know that like once you get to like 70 or 80% disability, it's only a matter of time until you hit 100.
Yeah.
People asking why the hell Liverpool's there. I don't know if you know Scousers, but have you ever met a fucking Tory Scouser? I haven't. That's like a unicorn, dude. But like a shitty unicorn. They don't exist. It's like a Tory from Newcastle. They're not real people. These aren't real people.
And I think that's kind of what happens is that, you know, it just kind of builds on itself and you have so many people in the service, now they're receiving benefits. I saw on your show, it was like a family of like 2 people also that were receiving benefits. So it's not just like one person, it's 2 people now. Like that's a huge amount of fucking money. Yeah. And I don't know really what's going to happen with that because it's like, how do you, like, I mean, it seems untenable to do, especially whenever these are functionally able-bodied people in a lot of cases.
Thank you very much, Onyx, for the membership.
I mean, like, I think everybody wants this. Well, not everybody, but I think a lot of rational people want to support vets. But the people who are abusing the system are actually hurting the veterans.
What I try to say. I think the most patriotic thing you can do, and if you support the system the most, is actually calling out those who fuck with it so that you can properly fund it for those that actually need it. Because even if you didn't see combat or you didn't even leave the base and you have...
A Tory is basically it's a conservative, essentially. It's British for conservative. Like a supporter of the Conservative Party.
Mental health issues because of kind of abuse or something. Like, yeah, I still want you to get it.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know, you have to be able to call out any kind of fraud. And that's what gets lost in our conversations all the time. Like, if you're a big advocate for even more healthcare in this country funded by the government, let's just say, then you can't use the argument, well, why are we paying for wars and not healthcare in this country? Where to our health programs, the federal budget is like 50 to 60%, and the defense budget is like 20%. 15%. So if your argument immediately starts from a place of just not understanding where our money's going, you're not effectively arguing it. Like, I want to see better health outcomes and everything in this country as well, but let's at least argue from the point of where the money's already going.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, because like if you're talking about something that's like the foundation for it is just wrong, right? I mean, like you're basing it off of
I would say though, it does seem from my point of view that a lot of the money being spent on wars is completely unnecessary. And America is getting involved in places that they have no business getting involved in. Or need to get involved in, I guess. I mean, they're funding a genocide currently. I mean, so is the UK, to be fair. But when it comes to healthcare and stuff, I think the percentage or the proportion of healthcare money being spent on people exploiting the system and people who genuinely need it is probably not as bad as... It's not as bad as like the military spending being put in places that it shouldn't be being spent on. And it's always been that way. Look at the amount of money that was spent on the Vietnam War. Imagine paying your taxes and like it being used in Vietnam to stop the spread of communism. And then they just became capitalist anyway, even though they won the war. It was completely fucking pointless. They just killed millions of Vietnamese people for no reason, essentially.
False premise. Like where, I think I saw like a clip where it was somebody saying like, oh, well, most of our budget is to the military or something like that. Some girl with colored hair. And I was like, yeah.
I saw that clip too.
Classic.
Yeah,
it's extremely common. And I don't understand where a lot of people...
Some girl with colored hair. This is the thing. They have to go to like random unhinged silly leftists on Twitter with 2 likes that have no political power at all to find misinformation. Whereas if I want to find misinformation from the right, all I need to do is go to Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Pam Bondi, and Christy Noem. All I need to do is go to the most fucking esteemed and popular lawmakers that actually have political power. They lie all the time. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I have never heard Donald Trump seem or feel or sound genuinely intelligent or talk about a political conflict or anything politically in a literate or fluent or intelligent manner. A lot of people love chatting shit about Joe Biden and like him not being able to speak in full sentences. But Donald Trump, he gets around that by just not speaking in full sentences ever. Like, he doesn't even try. At least you can point to, like, at moments where Joe Biden, like, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Like, when you listen to him talk about foreign policy, for example, he knows what he's talking about. Like, he sounds like he understands the concepts that he is covering. Trump never seems as though he understands what the fuck he's talking about. So, oh, Trump, what do you think of the trade deal with Canada and Mexico? Like, why have you fucked it up? And he goes, Canada and Mexico, they've been so horrible to us, and I'm arranging new things. It's going to be good. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Just wait. We've been fucked over so much recently, but that's all going to change now that I'm here. I'm like it's like we don't hear anything. That's nothing. And that's like every answer he ever gives.
Get that? I think that like maybe it's just and also like the entitlements programs have ballooned, right? And I think they will continue to keep getting bigger and bigger until it's just untenable.
You know the funny thing? So I legit, not to get like dark here, but my father straight up passed away because he didn't know how to access a lot of different things and he was a very kind of old school guy, so he just lied to me, right? So I couldn't even help as much as I wanted to. So I started looking into all of this stuff. It is really hard to figure out how to even interact with the systems that are out there right now. Like you need basically like a full-time job to sit down and even understand how the systems work. So how was my dad, who was waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day to go to a flea market because he was too proud to stop working? How was he supposed to know how to even interact with that system in the first place? It confuses the fuck out of me.
It gets even worse. I read earlier that 52% of American adults, 130 million people, read below a 6th grade level. I was thinking to myself, bro, that means they're voting. Like, it's so fucking scary. Oh.
Let me check something. I want to talk about reading levels and education. President Biden signed into law the largest public education investment in U.S. history. This funding, nearly $170 billion, helped increase educator pay, reduce class sizes, hire counselors, expand tutoring programs, and modernize schools. And we have the source here. Donald Trump. Every year he was in office, Trump proposed slashing billions in federal education funding. Trump and his education secretary, Betsy DeVos, also proposed funneling more than $1 billion into private school vouchers and other school choice programs. We got the sources here. Union support. He believes the economy should be fueled by union jobs and is the first sitting president to appear in a picket line. Biden's National Labor Relations Board has made it easier for unions to organize. Trump, during his term, the National Labor Relations Board made it more difficult for unions to win representation. His Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, got a long-standing labor agreement referring to the unions as defenders of the status quo. We got gun violence prevention there as well, which isn't relevant to the education argument.
Oh my God, what's happening? Did you go to school here in Texas?
Michigan.
Okay. Well, over here, everybody's fucking retarded. Like my high school, full of a bunch of fucking idiots. Nobody could read. There was an honor.
Oh, literally, yeah. Like every commentary YouTuber's made a literacy crisis video. Fuck me, dude. I thought Marx was one of the weaker ones, actually, because he sort of downplays the seriousness of it, but there's plenty of evidence pointing towards a genuine literacy crisis. I thought Shira has a great video on it. Shira on the wall. I'm sure you will know her. She's got the best video that I've seen on it, like video essay wise.
Like an honors society, they spelled the name of the school wrong. Swear to God, they got it wrong.
No hate to Mark though. It was a good video, but I thought I just thought it was a little bit sort of pointed towards this is an over exaggeration when I don't think it is.
So that's how bad it was. And like now I feel like everything is like just a version of a managed decline, right? Whether it's like media, whether it's government, whether it's anything, it's just all a managed decline.
Well, that does happen in a like collapsing birth rate nation.
Yeah.
That's inevitable.
Yeah.
In 2032, Social Security gets an immediate 32% cut, I think.
I don't know about that, actually.
Yeah, it's a mandatory in law because there's nothing in the reserves anymore. So only the money going out is what's coming in, which is projecting to be a 32% cut.
How does the birth rate affect that?
Because you need more workers to pay into the system.
Think of it as a pyramid.
Can't we just get them from somewhere else? Why is that complaining about?
No.
They just bring workers into the country.
Yeah, well, that's what they do, right? They try to import people. And I think really, why do you think people don't have more kids?
It happens in every culture. In every culture that gets modernized, every country that develops, the birth rate falls. In Hungary, where they gave essentially tens of thousands of free benefits to anyone that was having kids, the birth rate went up just a little bit over 2 years and then immediately went back down. So it just doesn't work.
Yeah, so stop bitching about people fucking entering the country then, especially when a lot of it is legal. It's like if you want more people in the country, then stop preventing people from entering the country and kicking them out when they're providing for the country and making it better economically. If anything, kids are like when you have a kid, you have to invest in the child for 18 years before it becomes like financially viable. But when people come in, when people immigrate from other countries, they come in and they're ready to work immediately. They're not a burden. They're not a burden financially to the country for the first 18 years. They are purely, what's the word? They are purely productive, like financially productive. Immigrants are objectively a good thing for the economy. In terms of housing and stuff, I understand why potentially it could be an issue. But economy-wise, financially-wise, it could be pretty fucking great. Like, look at Japan, for example. Japan is doing... It's been in stagflation for decades now. It's dying. The Japanese country is dying. People point to Japan... A lot of conservatives point to Japan as like some sort of conservative or right-wing utopia. Japan is doing fucking horribly. And if they're not careful, and if they don't stop being so bigoted and oppressive, they will lose their country. They have to start accepting people of color and immigrants. They have to. They've got no other choice because they're not having enough babies. And America's not having enough babies either, and neither is the UK. Immigration is incredibly important and productive. Why does everyone glaze Japan? I don't know, dude.
In South Korea, they're handing out money like crazy, and it's the lowest birth rate in the world.
It's actually funny. That was one of the things I had written down on my...
The work culture too. Well, the work culture is important in every country because that's also a huge reason why people are having less kids. People are a lot more able to focus on careers now.
My personal notes for today, because I'm scared to have a child.
Why's that?
Financially, I'm scared to have a child.
Damn.
You're rich. I assume.
I don't feel wealthy. Like and the thing is my girlfriend also makes good money. She makes pornography. And
okay,
have you heard of pornography? No, my girlfriend did like the whole OnlyFans thing. Well, she still does the OnlyFans thing. She's a porn star for years.
Yeah.
What?
Is she?
Who is she?
Yeah.
Mia Malkova.
Make sure. Okay, I don't think. Okay.
Yeah. You can do research later. But just be sure to sub. You know. But the thing is it's like she makes good money. She makes really good money.
Yeah.
I make okay money. I think about having a kid and I instantly don't feel like I'm prepared. Like I swear on my life, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, but people were having kids in the farm and they're all dying. And civilization did great.
Them, you know?
Yeah. Just pump them out. This is what people feel. I mean, I'm saying this without a kid, but this is what we need.
How much does it cost to get a kid across the finish line?
Now they're saying like 300,000 or something. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I mean, it depends. I mean, you guys won't qualify for the child tax credit, I think, but like most people do, and it helps, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just send them to public school.
Public school in California? No shot.
Oh, you're in California? I don't know.
Literally
having a kid was probably a lot cheaper during the Biden era. If you want an extra maybe $6,000 for groceries and stuff, it was a lot easier and financially viable to have a kid when Biden was in power than fucking Trump.
First grade, you how to fucking bump fentanyl. Like, what am I going to do? I got to send the kid to a private school. Like,
you don't have to. Okay, what part? What town?
I live in like Los Angeles.
In the nice part or the scary part?
It's all the scary part. When's the last time you've been to LA? The thing is like if you live in like
he lives in the nice part.
There's no such thing as the nice part.
Oh God.
I'm sure they have okay schools. In the nice part. The nice part.
I swear the public schools in LA. If I lived anywhere else, it would be fine. I literally had this conversation. Yeah. If I lived in New Jersey, I would send my kids to public school. It's LA in particular.
Fine, have your girlfriend post tits a couple more times. You can afford public school.
Here's the thing.
It's fine.
You can't say that because the thing is she already has all of the power in the relationship and makes every single decision. She just spent $5,000 on a cat.
Okay.
$5,000.
Then you can afford a kid.
Does it have those stupid ears?
Do you want to hear how fucking stupid this was? I was about to go live.
Yeah.
You were getting close to ending stream, so I was like, oh shit, I gotta go live. And I go, hi, honey. Like, do you?
Oh, sorry. Izzy, I missed your super chat.
Want to make love? And she goes, yeah, sure, but I need one thing from you. I go, what? She goes, we need to get a cat if we have sex right now. And I said, yes, not thinking. And she bought a cat. Then the next day, you know what she pulled on me? She said, we need to get a 15-pound bunny.
What?
And after we had sex, she said, I just wanted to leave the option open. Do you know how pathetic I feel as a man?
Oh my God.
I'm useless.
So now she can buy the rabbit whenever she wants.
At any time she can buy a 15-pound bunny.
What? I didn't even know they got that big.
I didn't either.
What the fuck? That's like the cat. That's
maybe she's reserving it for the future in case they start to get that big. I don't know. But yeah, no, she's that's how our finances work in our house. One time we had a conversation. We talk about it. We just haven't done it yet.
What's not to do?
The thing is, like, the wedding seems expensive.
Oh, go to the courthouse. What are we doing?
I mean, also, it's like, if I had him be my best man or something, he might not even show up.
Then just go to the courthouse.
Be honest. Would you show up to my wedding if I had it in California?
Yes.
Really?
That's nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, acting as though they have no idea why people don't choose to have kids. I'm pretty sure all three of these people are childless, even though they are in better financial positions to raise a child than, I would say, 99.9% of people worldwide. It's like, well, why don't you want to have kids? You don't think it's a similar reason for people who are way less financially well off than you are?
Just very simple answer. Yes.
Dude, I would feel bad making you not stream.
Yeah.
Because I know the second that it would happen, you wouldn't stream and it would just be like, Iran, like there's a war going on.
No, that's happened to me a lot. Like any day I take the day off, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, we bombed something, or like some kind of crazy shit happens, and like I'll wake up and like I'll like see, I'll look at my stream like, oh, what's going on today, and I'll see like Hassan would have a lot of viewers, like, oh fuck, no, I missed out.
Lost.
That's just America right now, man. From what I understand, that's just America right now. There's never a dull day, which is bad, by the way. You kind of want things a little boring in politics.
I missed out on another one.
Yeah, no, it's funny. The financial thing, I've never. It's interesting being in a relationship with somebody else who makes money. I feel like the conversations are very different, like based around it. We don't have like joint finances per se, but we split everything. But we still keep track of everything.
Dude, just have the kid. Just have the kid.
Well, we started doing, what's it called? Like the IVF thing.
There you go. Oh, he's starting.
Yeah. No,
okay.
we are like.
I wish things were boring in politics. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I said recently on a stream that I think Keir Starmer is like the best UK Prime Minister since the 2000s, because he's a bit more boring, and politics is a bit less. There's been less shouting and less drama in the UK, and it's been a little nicer, I guess, in terms of NHS waiting times going down and some good things have been happening. I don't think he's great by any means, but I did change my mind. I think he's the best of my like coherent or like conscious lifetime. But I would say since the 2000s, Gordon Brown is probably the best prime minister that the UK's had. In terms of boring, didn't do much, but it was okay. He was okay. No, I agree. Keir is not great. I think Gordon Brown is the best since the 2000s. Gordon Brown's probably the best that the UK's had, and Obama is probably the best that the US has had, in my opinion. And then Keir is probably the second, but the bar is very low. Yeah.
Trying to responsibly plan. We basically said smart. We said I think it was 6 months ago that we were talking about. This was the only disagreement we had. She wanted to have the kid first and then get married, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, so basically in a year-ish, a little bit less now, marriage. Year after that, have a kid.
Yeah, that's beautiful. See, it's good. But if he doesn't have more kids, then you have to have more angry streams about immigration, and it just gets a little.
I want to have. I want to have two, but I feel like I should do my duty and have 3 or 4.
Oh, 3 or 4. Yeah,
I'm a patriot, bro. I'm a patriot.
Yeah.
And there's not many Jews left. As many as the number.
You gotta repopulate. You gotta respawn them.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I think that a lot of people don't have kids because of money. Like, but I think and you're Caleb, you're right. Like, and I know exactly what you're talking about. That like the financial instability is like it's one reason, but you ask people and like some people say that, but other places where that's less of an issue, people still aren't having kids. I don't know really what it is. I have no idea.
Andrew Tate said that kids are the best.
What do you mean you have no idea? You don't have kids. You are in the best financial position to have kids, and you don't have them because you don't need them. You don't want to. And that's fine. If you don't want kids, that's fine. You don't need to have fucking kids.
Return on investment you can have is Andrew Tate giving good financial advice.
But just don't bitch when immigrants come into the country and do good work.
Yeah, I mean, dude's rich, right?
Yeah.
He said that you can make them, by the age of 8, they're already doing all the house chores.
That's a good idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if I ever had a kid, I'd definitely make him do dailies in video games for me. I 100% would. Absolutely.
The whiteboard is going to turn into the kids' dailies. You know?
That's smart. Like, like complete all these tasks. You go to McDonald's. Yeah.
I have to ask, though, if we don't have kids, if it keeps falling, are you completely against immigration? I don't know your take.
Well,
I'm
I
curious.
think, no, robots.
That's okay. Don't, ew, he's Jewish. Someone put Acid the Hedgehog. That's a deleted message. It's a lovely message, that. I love anti-Semites. Really great. I don't know. A lot of the left has just turned anti-Semitic. It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, actually. Because I don't like being on the same side as people who are just blatantly anti-Jew. And they do it in the name of like this altruistic, pseudo-moralistic, pro-Palestinian movement. And it's like, no, fuck you. Don't be a dickhead.
Replace it with robots, right? That's what I would say, right?
Well, do you know anything about the religion of Judaism? If you're implying that Jewish fundamentalism is bad, that goes for every religion.
Racist.
Why?
Here's the reason why. Because like, so basically, if you have robots, I think that a lot of times that whenever you bring people in, what happens is that those people, obviously, like, you know, they're going to be from a totally different place, and they're going to change the place that they're coming to as well.
Isn't some immigration good?
Is what?
Isn't some immigration good,
of course,
though?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not totally against it, right? I just think that like at a certain point it becomes too much, right? And I think the main issue to me is the unfettered illegal version, right? I mean, like, obviously, like, you know, if you're bringing in a bunch of, like, for example, like H-1B workers, right? They like recently increased the price that it costs to bring somebody like that over. I think that it's okay to do that, but like if you're doing that to undercut just American wages, it's a bad thing.
I'm curious now, which UK Prime Minister since 2000 would you say was the worst? Liz Truss, maybe? Probably Liz Truss. But I don't know. That's just off the top of my head. Tony Blair, maybe? But he was okay till he went on a fucking murdering spree. But Liz Truss was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much British politics here. David Cameron, because of the EU, sure, he definitely fucked up that. We've had a lot of bad ones. I want to say that's cheating. No, it's not. Liz Truss was a prime minister. I'm American. What do you mean, murder spree? Tony Blair. You know what? I'm not even gonna. This isn't what the video's about. I'm talking about immigration here. This is something that I'm quite passionate about.
I just think that like at a certain point it becomes too much, right? And I think the main issue to me is the unfettered illegal version, right? I mean, like, obviously, like, you know, if you're bringing in a bunch of, like, for example, like H-1B workers, right? They like recently increased the price that it costs to bring somebody like that over. I think that it's okay to do that, but like if you're doing that to undercut just American wages, it's a bad thing, right? And so it's kind of a lot of common sense decisions, right? Like, I don't think that my views on it are like super, super extreme, but at the same time, like, yeah, I don't think that you really should. I think it's like give a man a fish instead of teaching a man to fish. Like,
can you agree it doesn't make sense to blindly defend a religion without knowing a lot about it? That's by Naga Rahanada. I'm not defending Judaism, I'm defending Jews, you dumbass. This is just very silly of you. When I defend Muslims or Christians, I'm not defending the religions themselves. I think all religious fundamentalism is bad. I know people say it's not an issue with Christianity or Islam. It's an issue with the people who interpret it the wrong way. Nah, it's an issue with both. A lot of the time they build off of each other's toxicity and they're reinforced by each other. And Judaism is the same, I'm sure. I'm not blindly defending a religion without knowing a lot about it. I'm defending the people who preach the religion in whatever way they can. Like, what are you implying here? That Jews deserve to be fucking killed or hated for purely being Jewish? Do you think that about the other religion? Like, this makes no sense here. This makes no sense what you're saying.
bringing people into a country to solve birth rate problems and like a youth problem. But like, I do think that you're going to see robotics and technology take over a lot of those jobs. I think it's going to be a lot more common than people would imagine. And it's already.
So I don't think robots and technology are going to replace the jobs that illegal immigrants are working in California. So California, for those who don't know, is the most popular state for illegal immigration. From what I understand, California is known as like Little Mexico. One sec. I was going to sneeze there. Okay, I'm good. Why would you think anti-Semitism would be welcome in this chat? It's welcome on a lot of leftist chats, unfortunately. But, yeah. So California is the most popular state for illegal immigration, and the reason for that is California has the most farms, it has the most places for produce, and it is also on the Mexican border. Although New Mexico is also on the Mexican border, from what I understand, and Texas as well. But those aren't as popular for immigration because they don't have as many farms, they don't produce as much produce, although there are a lot of immigrants there, of course. California has a lot of farms, and immigrants will go to California a lot of the time because they see their family or friends go to California and get paid a wage that is higher than what they get paid in Mexico. However, it is still very much below minimum wage in America. And because they're illegal immigrants, they don't have the right to complain about being paid below minimum wage, because if they do to a government or like a senator or whatever the fuck, if they file any sort of complaint to a local council, then they have to admit that they're illegal immigrants and probably get fucking deported by ICE. Danky, the South is all farmland. Yeah, but some states produce a lot more produce than other states. So a huge percentage of like vegetables and stuff in the USA is from California. I can look up the exact amount now. I'm Jewish, I wasn't being anti-Semitic, I just don't want him here. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Who's him? Yeah, California produces over 50% of the nation's fresh fruits, nuts, and vegetables, acting as the primary source of produce in the US. So I'm not chatting shit for this one rage baiter who joins all my streams just to get mad at me. But yeah, what was I saying? So so a lot of illegal immigrants are under this deal where they go to California, they work these very difficult, laborious jobs where they have to manually walk up to crops that cannot be picked up by robots. They have to carefully pick out the best quality ones. They have to bend over. They have to pick them up. They have to walk all the way back in the sweltering hot Californian heat all year long, constantly moving because of the nature of the job. They can't stay in one place consistently. They're not being paid correctly. They're being paid way less than minimum wage. A lot of people use the excuse of these are jobs that Americans don't want to do, and a lot of Americans get very offended when you say things like that, but it's very true. Because Americans wouldn't do those jobs for the amount that the immigrants are being paid for. I'm sure they would do those jobs if they were paid fairly, but unfortunately, the farmers do not want to pay people fairly. It's very ironic when people get so angry at these immigrants for trying to better the lives of their families. And partaking in this deal that America is very much complicit in and inviting said immigrants over without getting angry at the people who hire said immigrants for less than minimum wage and inspire and are financially rewarded for this sort of crime. Those are the people responsible for this. However, I'm sure it's like a big pyramid scheme because it's not like they're the end of the road there. At the end of the day, the reason produce is the price that it is in America is because the immigrants are working on very cheap labor. And if you get rid of all the illegal immigrants, which ICE are doing, then prices for produce will go up by like 300%. It's already happening, in fact. ICE has deported so many people that at some point, I think Trump had to say, like, stop deporting medical professionals because we're fucking up the wait lists and stuff. Also, did you miss my super chat? It's around my life, bro. I'm sorry, Izzy. I did miss your super chat. Type the message in that you sent via the super chat, and I will read it off. I will read it out now. Castaway Cove keeps putting me in a timeout because they're a fascist. Okay, don't worry, mate. I'll sort you out by just banning you permanently.
I don't know. I mean, my fear is like, so the argument that a lot of people use that are like vehemently very anti-immigration is like, well, you're going to lose the culture. A lot of people are coming in, right? But in South Korea, where they're not getting any immigration and no one's fucking, their culture is also going to be gone in like 50 years because this is not going to exist. Yeah. So there has to be some kind of proper balance where I'm just afraid declining
Sorry, what was he saying? I need to stop focusing on chat.
So I don't know. I mean, my fear is like, so the argument that a lot of people use that are like vehemently very anti-immigration is like, well, you're going to lose the culture. A lot of people are coming in, right? But in South Korea, where they're not getting any immigration and no one's fucking, their culture is also going to be gone in like 50 years because this is not going to exist. Yeah. So there has to be some kind of proper balance where I'm just afraid declining population countries where every modern society has robust social systems that require growing population. It just does. Unless we want to completely change that, but there will be rebellions in the streets.
Okay, real quick. This guy, JK or whatever, Janky, you're no Asmund Khan. You have one more message. Explain why the fuck you're here and why you keep turning up to these streams if you just hate me. You got one chance, mate.
Society has robust social systems that require growing population. It just does. Unless we want to completely change that, but there will be rebellions in the streets. Without a growing population, you can have Japan, where wages have stagnated for decades now, where young people are pretty much fucked. It's going to be one worker per retiree in the coming decades. That's scary.
Do you know how much money I would pay for half those animes? The amount of money that I...
Oh, Caleb's right. He's right. He said something. He's correct. I like that. He is correct. I agree with him there.
Pump into that culture just with gacha games, they're fine. They're doing fine.
And the thing is, well, yeah, I mean, a lot of those are in China too.
This guy on the left is a dumbass, though.
To be fair, but like, you know, oops, wrong one.
God damn it, I gave it to the enemy. Oh man, they tricked me again.
So the thing is that, like, I mean, you're right, and obviously, like, bringing people in is like it's part of the American environment, right? And having people come in and be part of America, I think that's a good thing. It's just a matter of doing it in a degree that's sustainable and it's healthy for the people that are living here, right? And I think that that's the outlook that I always have is like, is it something that's in the best interest of the people that are actually living in the country at the current point in time? And I think sometimes the answer to that's yes, and then so you should take that option. But I think the decision should always be made with the best interest of those people in mind. But a declining population or, you know, like a shrinking economy.
But what is the downside? I want to hear what Asmongold's downside is for illegal immigration, or the type of illegal immigration that America tends to experience. A lot of which isn't even illegal immigration. A lot of it is asylum seeking.
In that way. Like if you look at, for example, like the GDP is very, very high right now. And you think about the GDP in 2016, it was a lot lower. But most people would probably view their living conditions as better in 2016 versus now.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck, because I know I'm going to get in trouble with this. People are going to just shit on me for it because it's all feelings in the end. Yeah. But even still,
you're right. This is the slop opinion. I understand. This is the slop
no,
opinion.
I mean, I'm definitely with you on like illegal immigration. Sure. Like I think most normal people are against illegal immigration, right? But it's just like.
It's not that simple, though. It isn't that simple. Illegal immigration is very good for the American economy. Without illegal immigration, you would be paying an insane amount for your produce, among so many other things.
Every cost category over the course of the past 5 decades or so.
I'm not saying that we need open or that you guys need open borders. I'm just saying that it's not as simple as illegal immigration bad. Illegal immigration is directly promoted by America.
Maybe 6 decades in American life is a lower percentage of income now, except for school, housing, and healthcare. But in terms of actually buying food as a percentage of your income, it's lower now than it was decades ago. Buying anything that gives you joy, that dopamine, pretty much anything but housing, healthcare, and school.
I feel like that's like saying I'm doing really well, except for my head cut off and I lost my heart.
The housing thing's bad. The housing thing's bad. Right? The housing thing is mostly permitting related, though. We don't allow places to build. New York won't allow people to build.
You know what's funny? So I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, said no person with a decent argument ever. I disagree with that, to be fair. There's a lot of arguments or opinions that I have that I know I'm going to get in trouble for because the internet just doesn't listen to me. Like the fib stuff, for example. A TikTok recently got relatively big of like of the Bloodspeth debate, and the comments are just full of people calling me like a pedophile defender. This is what I mean. This is why I'm an angry person, by the way.
So I spent majority of my life in New York. I never planned on owning anything ever. And
why do you need to? Everyone's obsessed with this ownership thing. Who gives
I still don't really like vibe with it very much. It kind of seems stupid to me as somebody who grew up in New York. But I will say the apartment that I had, it's a gorgeous apartment. It was in Brooklyn. And now it's almost quadrupled in price since I moved out, which is really insane because I wouldn't be able to afford it now. Like legitimately, I'm not just saying that for a dramatic effect. There would be no way that I would live in it now. So I look at New York, which, you know, I've never owned a car. I've never had that expense. And I always found New York to be like the most affordable place to live in a weird way because there was always work. Like I could always find work and you could find ways to cut corners and get by. So by the way, I moved to New York at around the time that my family, we got like evicted from our house, 2008 crush fest. I was born in Atlantic City. It was bad, right? And went to New York, found ways to work and kind of pulled myself up from there. And I had a lot of opportunities, right? I ended up getting into NYU and all this stuff. So it's not like I had like the hardest road in front of me, but I looked at New York as like this great place to work and all this stuff. Now I wouldn't be able to afford it. There's no chance that I'd ever be able to move back to New York.
But if you look at the place you currently live now, a lot of...
New York is not affordable, but what he's saying here is actually quite interesting in terms of Democrat-run states in America, from what I understand, are more expensive than Republican-run states. But it's for the same reason that the USA is more expensive to live in than Sudan, for example, because it brings in a lot more money.
LA's housing crisis is it's all single family.
So the Democrat-run states bring in a lot more money than the Republican-run states. The employment levels are higher, you get paid more on average. But then obviously a side effect of that is the housing prices are also higher, which Mamdani is, I think, trying to fix right now. I'm not sure how well he's doing. I need to look into that, but he seems like a good mayor. He does seem like a good mayor from what I'm seeing. I quite like him. I do quite like him.
Homes. they will not allow permitting building up in these places that enact things that are performative policies like rent control. Every time a city enacts it, like San Francisco did decades ago, permitting fell by 50% almost overnight. So they're not building housing, which means for the average person that's not getting rent control, their housing price goes up. It gets more expensive for you to buy a house, it gets more expensive for you to rent unless you're in the generational rent control. And that's what makes that category of the 3 categories goes up, is honestly government regulations getting in the way of actually building housing, and stupid people in LA being able to have that local controlled dumbass shit where they protest, no, you can't build an apartment here. Oh, it's scary. It's a parking lot. It's beautiful. It's more that than like the GDP went up and, feelings and all that stuff. It's school. So school is the second one, right? That I mentioned. School, the cost of school only went up when we started introducing federal student loans. You could borrow as much as you want to get any degree you want from any institution you want. And we kept raising it. Then they hired administrators, turned them into campuses of like luxury water parks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
This is stupid.
Like $80,000 a year to go to a school, I think is a little bit much, right?
Yeah. So I vibe with the, like, it feels like people's lives used to be better. But those 3 categories, usually it's just like, not to be too libertarian, but it's usually just like, we tried to do things that are nice and performative, like, student loans for everyone or rent control, all this stuff, but it's actually damaged those 3 categories, made them wildly more unaffordable. But for the vast majority of Americans' lives, food and things like that are cheaper as a percentage of income than before.
Oh, sure. But there's also a lot of other percentages now that people pay, like a cell phone now. Like, I mean, people like that's it's a new service cost. And like, there's other things that have turned into subscriptions and costs as well. Like things with your car or maybe working or something like that. And I do agree with you. What do you think about like all of the amount of like houses that are like just rental properties that people are basically just using as like commercial properties? Like, what's that place that you can pay to like stay at a house? I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Airbnb. Yeah. Like, what do you think about that? Like, how many of those?
What about it specifically?
Yeah. Well, like what I'm saying is like there are more and more houses that people use for like Airbnbs and they're using them effectively as like commercial assets. Do you think that like that's a big role in like housing too?
Relatively. I mean, people want more places to live. And if the market was able to just deliver what people demand, Austin had a lot of Airbnbs, but Austin also decided, hey, we're just going to let you build because you want to build here and people want to live here. And now housing has fallen by like 30-40% in price because we built so much. Rent in Austin has fallen almost larger than anywhere else in the country because we built. We allowed developers to build. We built up. We built more housing on lots. We allowed people to do with their property what they wanted to do. So even though Austin had a lot of Airbnbs compared to like name LA with Airbnbs. Okay, maybe same percentage of houses had Airbnbs, but we allowed people to build and housing still went down regardless of Airbnb still being there. So it's not the root cause. It's a good issue to attack. Private equity owning houses is a good issue to attack.
Yeah, I was
people do that.
About that.
It's still less than 1%. It's incredibly
So in New York, there's a really crazy phenomenon that I saw a lot, and I have some friends in real estate that were.
I'm not as educated on a lot of this stuff, especially in American stuff. So I honestly don't know if there's much commentary I can add. I am hearing a lot of Airbnb slander in the chat though. Can someone explain what the issue? Airbnb sucks. All my homies hate Airbnb. I guess I can understand for sure the destruction of certain areas that it might be causing, because a lot of the houses are just bought, but people don't actually live there. Raises prices. Yeah, I understand. I got you guys. I hear you.
Kind of explaining it to me, but I'm sure you understand it a million times better than me. So I'm curious what you think. There are people from overseas who get like housing credits, and then they own these like anchor apartments in some of the nicest buildings in New York. This is a crazy phenomenon. You're talking like $20+ million apartments, and it's basically a safe haven for their money. It takes up a shitload of real estate. And then you have all of the developers. They don't own one building that they're renting out. They own the whole block. And what they do is they push out all of the businesses over time to eventually redevelop. And they'd rather sit and make no money on the property.
Oh yeah.
So there are blocks. There's this place where I used to go. It was this bar and a burger spot and a cheesesteak place. It was called 99 Miles to Philly.
Airbnb I got in Amsterdam was sick as hell. Airbnb on the Palestine boycott list too. Yeah, I think Uber is on the boycott list as well. Which I'm not going to ask people to stop using Uber, or like, especially if it's like a cheap Uber. I'm not going to be I'm not unhinged. I'm not like, oh no, you can't do it. But I will say one thing I've started doing for like longer trips, like if I need to travel from a city to another city in really short notice, and it's like a couple £100 for an Uber. What I will do is I'll start the trip, and before I leave, I'll turn to the driver and I'll say like, look, mate, I'm going to cancel the trip. Take me to the same location, and I'll just pay you directly through like bank transfer or cash. And that way, they get the money plus whatever Uber would have taken from them, because Uber takes like 40% or something stupid. So they get paid more, and none of it goes to, and you can rest assured that none of it goes to Israel either. So it's mutual. It's like just a win-win all around. Thank you, Ashley Manning, for the membership.
Bar none. This entire block now, where I used to hang out, I'd spend a lot of money there. There were good businesses there. Nobody can afford to rent there anymore. It's like a ghost town, this block. And I asked my buddy, I'm like, why is this happening? Because they're going to redevelop. Then you go up 20 blocks, there's an apartment building. I shit you not, it's one of the biggest skyscrapers in New York right now. All the apartments around, it's completely empty. How the fuck is that good for anyone?
Interesting. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, they do it all the time. And like, it's the same as people keep houses empty instead of actually like renting them out just to keep the prices high. Yeah. It's very, very common.
Well, the thing is apparently people from overseas, if they own these giant, like $20 million apartments, these like luxury apartments, it's some sort of like tax haven and like getting their money.
I know Ubers that'll give you that personal cost to call. Yeah, when I was in Florida, I had a I had a lady who Ubered me and my girlfriend at the time to, I think, to Universal. And it was like a $40 trip. And she goes, "Ma'am, fuck this. Cancel the trip." She cancelled it on her end and was like, "Just give me $20 because that's the same amount I would have made anyway." And I just gave her $20 in cash. And that was like more than enough for her. So Uber really loves fucking people, for sure. I did tip her though. Gave her $50 at the end of it.
Out of the country and like all these different things. But now
she was fucking lovely. She was really cool.
Now you have like, you're talking these $20 million apartments that could house, how many people in New York could it house?
Yeah, that's a really interesting one. I mean, I know in Texas we've made it illegal for, I think, people in China to buy housing here.
Probably China.
I don't, and a couple other countries as well. Like we've done some policies. I mean, I know we do that as well. Like we'll buy European houses, Americans, like rich Americans, or like houses in Dubai. So we do that too. It is wealth protection. I mean, I don't know if I'm probably on your side where it's like, I'd rather people who live there live there. The counter argument, Kevin O'Leary argues that, well, it's like, oh, hey, no, someone bought it for $20 million. They're actually a benefit because they're paying property taxes on it, but receiving no city benefits because they don't live there. Don't know if I vibe with that argument, but I at least get it.
Okay, yeah,
like, I guess they at least pay the property taxes.
I mean, if they're making the money, that's great. But like, if a bunch of people don't have a house,
exactly,
of course, right?
And the people can't work and pay state taxes, right?
No, agreed.
So it seems like it might be a negative. Now I don't know the math right now, right? But even if you're a domiciled non-resident, you're not paying state taxes. So. Yeah. I mean, look, my biggest thing as a New Yorker, like I've actually never voted in my entire life. And the only time that I would complain about whoever won is if the sidewalk didn't get cleared quick enough.
That's literally it.
That's all I care about. I was like, is there snow on my sidewalk? No.
If you've never voted in your whole life, I don't think you have the right to complain or act passionate or act as though you care about any political issue. Like if you ever want to talk about women or how you support or don't support women, you're not allowed to. Because if you want to support women, then you have no excuse not to vote for the left who want to focus on abortion rights, for example. But if you don't, if you fucking hate women, then you've got no reason not to vote for the Republicans. It makes no sense. Like you're just not. I feel like if you're not voting, then you're not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to have a strong, convicted opinion on fucking anything.
Look, I think honestly, there's a lot of things that are like just like the everyday average, like this is a direct problem for me specifically. And if more people focused on that rather than like abstract.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to not vote, by the way. If you don't want to vote, I mean, I'll judge you for it, but I'm not like... Not voting is just as much exercising your right to vote as voting. I do believe that. I do think you should vote, obviously, but like, I don't... Maybe they should... you know what? I sort of flip-flop on whether or not people should be forced to vote. I genuinely don't know. I'm still trying to think that over. I think my issue with it is most people who vote already don't know what the fuck they're voting for. So if we force everyone to vote, all we'll be doing is forcing people who don't know what the fuck they're voting for to vote. But then also there's a lot of young people who would vote left that just don't fucking bother getting up in the morning. Or don't fucking bother going to the polling station because they're narcissistic. Not narcissistic, they're, what's the word? When they think like nothing matters. Nihilistic and think that nothing fucking matters, essentially. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah. Voting feels so icky as an anarchist, but I'm not gonna like not vote. Yeah, for sure. Definitely big proponent for voting.
Fractions of like what's happening in a country on the other side of the world, I think that most places would be a lot better off. I definitely think so.
Yeah, all politics are local. I care more about the Austin politics than I do the national politics.
Yeah,
I don't know, because that impacts the parks I go to, the roads I drive on, state politics, Texas, and my business taxes and shit like that, more than whether or not we're going to war.
Or the president. Yeah, it's like
no, that's actually a very good point made by Caleb, and I do think people would be better or do better to focus more on state level politics or even council level politics or like town level politics. It's like most people. They try really hard to dig deep into like international relations between America or the UK and a bunch of really obscure countries, for example, like the trade deals between Taiwan and the US, for example. But then they won't be able to tell you who the leader of their state is, for example, who the mayor of their state is. And I think that's unhinged. I think people definitely should be focusing more on what locally affects them a bit more. I think if everyone did that a bit more, then it would probably be a better place politically. People would just be a bit more educated. Local elections need to be talked about more because I had no idea they were even happening until the day of. Yeah, for sure. I agree. Local politics is super important. And it's also a lot easier to make a genuine difference. Like one person on trying to like make a huge blip or like a huge puddle or like a huge wave Like ripple effects, for example, when it comes to Israel-Palestine or the Iranian war. It's very fucking difficult, nigh impossible for me to like sit here and actually make a difference in regards to it. But if you're like a popular influencer, or you do like a protest, for example, in a very local area of yours, it's a lot more likely that people are actually going to hear you and make a difference, for example. It's going to do a lot more. It will do a lot more, without doubt, in your local town, local city. It's just so much more productive. And also, if you want to change the surrounding areas, if you want to... you know what? This is something Jordan Peterson said, actually, before he went fucking crazy. And I think it's so true. Is he can transform a whole house by transforming your room. And you can transform a whole neighborhood by transforming your house. And maybe you could transform a whole town by transforming your neighborhood.
It's funny because, like, yeah, it's like...
And that sort of just keeps going. Like, if you want to change the world, you have to... almost fix yourself first. Like you start here and then you work outward.
You'd expect war to be a bigger deal, but like actually to people's day-to-day lives, well, yeah, paving the roads and like the taxes, like a lot of that is conceptual, right? It's like it's theoretical whenever you're comparing it to, you know, like people being able to afford food, or you know the schools are worse or something like that.
Like how we live in a country where you don't feel it the second, right? Because I, mean, I wouldn't have known that we were in a war unless I watched Jasmine stream that day, right? Which is.
I know my vote wouldn't be counted because I vote for someone who isn't the main political party in my country, so it just makes me not want to vote at all. Yeah, but then how is your political party going to do well? Like, it's not going to do well then. Like, look, if you vote for someone and you know they're not going to win, this is a great... You know what? The Greens are a great example. In the UK, the Greens are a very new party. They're a very up-and-coming party, and they're a very left-wing party that a lot of young people have been voting for. Greens local election. Have you read any of the Green Party's policies? Honestly, that's not really relevant for the... Like, Green could be the fucking... They could be the Nazi party, and that wouldn't be relevant to the conversation. The point that I'm trying to make here is in regards to not voting for parties that you support because you know they're not going to win. I don't think anyone genuinely believed, who was politically literate, that the Greens would win any of the local elections. Because they are an up-and-coming party. Or the Lib Dems, right? It's usually between the Tories, Labour, Reform UK, or the Lib Dems they've been a silent but powerful speaker here for sure. However, if people, I know the Reform stats do make me fucking sick for sure, but the people who voted Green, if they took the mindset of, I'm not going to vote Green because I know they won't win, then the Greens wouldn't have come out as powerful as they have here. This is a huge increase from the last local election. They're up 441 seats. So by people getting up and voting for them, despite knowing that they might not win, what you have done is you have encouraged other people in the next local election to think, well shit, the Greens actually did pretty well last time. Maybe there is a point in voting for the Greens this time, because they do better every time, and there's a chance that we can actually fucking win at some point. If you support a political party, I don't believe there is any reason for you not to vote, or any good reason at least. I can understand having a little bit of conflicting ideas when it comes to, shit, I prefer the Greens to Labour, but if I vote Labour, they're a lot more likely to win than the Greens. Like, if everyone who voted Green voted Labour instead, Labour would be above Reform UK. So I guess that's tactical voting. I think that the mindset behind that is a lot more sensical. It makes so much more sense than just not voting for a fucking party because you think they won't win. And that one's... I'm a little more conflicted on that one. I am a little more conflicted on that one. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, if someone voted Labour because, even if they preferred Greens, because they thought it was a lot more likely to kick Reform UK out of the top, then I wouldn't judge them badly for that. Like, I think it does make sense.
And
pretty
gas.
crazy.
Yeah. We're getting fucked on gas.
Gas is going up and down. Like, that's crazy.
I've literally never owned a car. So the gas price thing makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know how to drive. I legally can't drive. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, do the gas prices change that much?
So they will change. There is a chance. It depends on basically how long until the ceasefire. Like, if the longer the ceasefire goes, probably the more the gas prices will go down, and the higher the probability is that they will stop the conflict in Iran. Like, because I think that's the reason. I mean, like, you could see conflict in Iran starts, gas prices go up. Wow, what a surprise. So I think really that's the connection there, right? That's clearly what's happening.
What are the actual odds?
Let's find out. I want to find out and see, because I would say that the price, it being over, I would say it's probably going to be over. Let's find out. Permanent peace in June 30th.
Reform's not really a new party. It's just UKIP, but rebranded. Because UKIP had such a stigma around it for just being fucking racist. So they had to change the name, essentially.
at 64%. Iran, God damn, like, wow. So people are pretty positive about this. Strait of Hormuz traffic ends.
That's why.
Of course. Yeah.
She makes pretty much all the decisions, man.
Do you feel like people have gotten, like, ever since you started your show, do you feel like people have gotten worse with money?
We unlock like new categories that I didn't think I'd ever see.
Like
I just filmed the other day. Yeah, the Labubu thing was big. Those trends come and fall so quick though. But people put so much money into it. We had our first spending on an AI girlfriend the other day.
Ooh, how much?
It wasn't.
Thank you, Bill Well, for the membership. Super kind of you. Thank you. Do you plan on making merch at some point? Yeah, at some point, but probably not this year.
How much? It was like 30 or 40 bucks a couple times. But the thing is, his girlfriend was sitting right next to him on the show.
Wait. What?
Yeah, and we uncovered it, and he was sending the gooniest shit to her. Just like, like, oh baby, make sure, like, look at me and make me come, make no mistakes, and all this stuff.
Oh my God, be descriptive.
Yeah,
God,
it was crazy.
I got self-report. So every now and then I'll go on my girlfriend's OnlyFans when we're in like a fight.
Yeah.
And I'll like make her say like crazy shit on OnlyFans. Like, yeah, I'm gonna clean the whole house. I'm gonna do the dishes. And I have like a folder of screenshots the one day I'm gonna show her.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh yeah, I just go on the OnlyFans. I'll spend $50. I'll spend $100.
Well, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, you've just admitted this on the podcast now, so surely she'll just find out that way. Like, what's the point of you showing it? This doesn't even make any sense, brother.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, oh yeah, but you're gonna clean the whole house. That's what daddy likes. You're gonna clean that house. You're gonna clean the house over. I've done it a lot. The amount of money that I probably spent on that, there's platform fees and stuff like that. I'm throwing money into the ether to feel strong.
No, I mean, at least he seems sex work positive, I suppose. I'm a fan of that.
I mean, like, I do feel like people just continuously, like, it's subscription services too. Like, everybody has like 10 different subscriptions to things, and it's like you're getting eaten alive by this, like, $12 a month at a time. And it's like, I don't know how, like, because they just keep adding more of them, and like cars are going to have them now. Like, obviously you have a phone bill and like just everything else, like a million like streaming services, etc. Like, it's fucking insane. And AI girlfriends, I didn't even know you had to pay for that.
It's brutal, man. I mean, we obviously get lots of OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Like, and people can choose.
Hell yeah.
People before we film, they get to decide like, hey, I don't want to talk about this, and then like we don't question it. So almost every single guy that comes on the show and you don't see OnlyFans in the charges, he has OnlyFans in the charges. We just don't talk about it. Like, every guy.
How much do you think the average guy is spending on OnlyFans?
They got a few subscriptions a month. What are they? $15 a pop. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think the percentage is?
90.
What the fuck?
On our show.
I mean, have you ever spent money on OnlyFans?
90% of what men have OnlyFans subscriptions on the Caleb Hammer show? There's no way that's true. If that's true, then there are performative people going on the show just to rage bait or like play up a storm. That can't be right, dude.
Do you want the honest answer?
Yes.
No.
Why?
So
you've never been curious? Like, there's a curiosity.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's
I'm
just
going to give you, and you're not going to like this, Rich. You're not going to like this at all. So what you do is you type in the girl's name onto Google, and then after you type in her OnlyFans name, you type in leaks or leaked or pictures or OF, and then you just press enter.
Do you want to have to host me until the day I die, bro?
It's this crazy trick that they hate. They hate this one easy trick, and it works so well. So why would I need to pay for it if I could look it up on Google for free?
I guarantee you're missing the best videos. Can I actually tell you something that's gonna blow your mind?
Go ahead.
A lot of those leak websites, the girls actually pay to have their stuff on there to promote their OnlyFans. I swear on my life.
Promotion works.
Yeah, it works. You know who they are. They're paying for the clip art for the leak.
Okay, so if I can go and get a free, there's a free samples bar.
Yeah, you're just having a little taste of fudge.
Exactly. Man. But if you give me the little, you get the toothpick behind like a small little piece of a sandwich, and you let me put together 20 of those or 40 of those and turn it into an entire sub, there is functionally no difference for me. Like, I don't care. I don't care. If I have to eat it one bite at a time, that's totally fine. I'll pull the toothpick out of every single one of them.
You know what? I will say, as much as I am very pro sex work, and I've made my opinions on that pretty clear, and I sort of I think it's fine if you want to be a feminist and you're also anti-sex work, that maybe that can work. Although I will look at you with a bit of I definitely will have I don't know about that one, but like, I'm not going to say that it's impossible by any means. However, when I hear blokes talk about pornography and women in like this kind of manner, it still does make me uncomfortable. Just because I've never, and this is not me being performative, I have never engaged with pornography. I just can't. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I genuinely don't. I guess maybe I understand the appeal. I'm not going to say I don't understand the appeal, but it's not my thing by any means. It's an asexual thing. I'm not asexual like Barter, and at least anymore. I was asexual for a long time. Like, the thought of sex disgusted me for about 2.5, 3 years. But did some therapy, and I have a much healthier relationship with it now. But still, no porn or anything. Despite me being, you know, a porn addict, of course, according to, you know what? No, let's just keep watching.
I go through the leaks every single fucking time. It's not a big deal. There's 50 different websites for it. And yeah, no, that's how it is. So I don't need to worry. I've never paid for an only.
Are you demisexual? No, I'm just straight. I am straight. I am heterosexual.
Fans. I've never paid for a Patreon. I've never paid for loyal fans. I've never paid for Fansly. I've never paid for a single fucking one.
Never heard of loyal fans.
That is for Findom.
Oh.
Yes.
Whoa.
I had an ex-girlfriend that did it. And I asked her about 10,000 questions because it was like, it's like going to the zoo. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean they're gonna give you money for nothing? Like, why?
Well, I imagine that a lot of so there's like that $15 curiosity. I want to see.
That's what I've done.
Right? Yeah, and I think a lot of people do. But I imagine the real spenders, because as far as like gacha games, I'm what would be considered a whale. I imagine the whale OnlyFans, they're not spending $15 on multiple subscriptions. They want the interaction.
They're spending on talking to girls.
Do you see a lot of guys like that?
We don't get a lot of the chats. It's mostly the subscriptions, but people forget to cancel them. So that's pretty brutal. I make sure if I've ever done the curiosity click to immediately hit the cancel so that it doesn't renew. But people forget that. They're too curious. I don't know how much porn people are watching. It's kind of crazy, but they're too curious. They're curious to check out like a profile a week. Like I don't understand.
They're like, they're buying a new girl every week?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand. We're not
Holy
getting
shit.
I'm not allowed to watch porn anymore.
I really don't like this type of financial advice, though. Like, this is part of my issue with Caleb Hammer, is he gives, like, hyper-specific financial advice that cannot actually be applied to most people who are financially struggling. Like, most people who are financially struggling do not, they don't have OnlyFans account that they're subscribed to. This isn't good financial advice. It's obviously, like, if you're poor and you have OnlyFans subscriptions, then unsubscribe from the OnlyFans subscriptions. That's like the most obvious fucking thing in the world. And no one's actually gonna productively use that advice in a way that makes sense. Like, you have to give advice to, the best financial advice is something that everyone can do, no matter how poor or rich they are. Like, if you're renting a place, then find a place that you're making at least 3 times more than the rent. That's like a pretty good, safe, general rule that everyone can use, no matter who you are.
I don't think it's that great, is it?
No,
is
it's like, dude, you realize there's so much time in the day? Like, I literally, I took up painting as a hobby, bro. I have so much fucking time, bro. Like, I'm like writing fucking poetry. I miss gooning. It was a lot easier.
Have you guys ever had your internet go out for like 2 hours and you get halfway done fixing everything about your life and then it comes back and you never finish it?
Oh, thank God.
I have that happen all the time. Like, there will be like if my internet goes out and it's out for like an hour, I will improve my life by like a massive, substantial degree. The second the internet comes back, I just drop it. Yeah. Like, okay, you know what? I was watching, nah, it's fine, doesn't matter. I don't use it, works anyway.
Imagine they had a woman in this room, would they still be talking like this? Yes, absolutely, dude. Caleb has a fucking whole career just talking to women like this. In fact, a lot worse than this.
Like reading Dostoevsky by candlelight, and then you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me resume my game.
Yeah, let me go back to playing Genshin Impact.
Dude, Genshin's the bad one for me, man. Have you ever had any like gacha addicts?
I don't know what gacha is.
Okay, so gacha, basically, there's a whole genre of video games out there. They're free to play. Like,
okay.
I don't want to listen to this gacha talk.
Starbucks had that limited edition cup turned into a PvP zone.
Oh my god.
We had a guy. Okay, you guys are gamers. You'll have to tell me. It's like a space game. You can custom.
Star Citizen.
He would buy every single new multi-hundred or thousands of dollars to ships every single time.
Coming out.
Yeah. So just so you understand, that's a video game that isn't even released yet.
How many years is it now?
10, maybe. It's almost had $1 billion people have spent on this game. It's still.
Okay, we'll skip this as well.
12 million a year now, and you spend none of it. So gacha. Get your gacha.
Yeah.
Jesus, they're still talking about gacha. For how long did they fucking talk about gacha for?
It's not like they expired. They're not eggs. Yeah. I mean, like you just go and buy a game. I mean, like I that's all I do. Like yesterday, I took the day off. I woke up. I started playing this pirate game. I went to bed.
His birthday?
It was not my birthday. Yesterday was Hitler's birthday. And
easy mistake.
I don't know how this happened, but like 10 years ago, they came up with this meme. Aha, happy birthday. It's April 20th. It's not. And so I had to go on Twitter and correct people because I started getting DMs from people saying happy birthday, man. And it wasn't you. He DM'd me too, but it was like you were actually like the 5th person.
I legitimately fell for it. I fall for it every year and I keep forgetting that I'm falling for it.
Yes.
I legitimately fell for it.
It is not my fucking birthday. I just literally took the day off to do fucking nothing.
It was some Austrian fella's birthday.
This is lame as fuck. All right, let's move. Let's
skip on Magic the Gathering.
That's a good way to make money.
All my money, dude. Yeah, I was selling Kool-Aid in high school to pay for Magic the Gathering. I was, man. It was good.
It was a long time ago now, but I was really trying to get Boogie to sell all of his Magic the Gathering.
Oh, geez.
Because he was like inches away from not being able to pay his mortgage when he came on financial audit.
Oh, yes. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What was that like to have him on?
He's cool. He's really he's nice in person.
He's a normal guy. I don't know what the fuck happens.
I don't know.
You go on the internet.
I mean, I've seen a lot of clips like rubber duckies and shit.
I don't know if
Doesn't matter if someone's nice to you in person. Just because someone's nice to you in person, that doesn't make them a good person. Boogie is someone who has lied about having cancer. He has like an 18, 19-year-old girlfriend, I think. Like an actual fucking child. Yeah, he lied about cancer for years and solicited donations from people because of said cancer. He's done a lot of a lot of other shit that I think was fucking horrible. That I can't name off the top of my head, but like he's a shitty dude for sure. Just because he's nice to you in person. Like this is what I've said. If someone's a fucking pedophile, if you are walking across the street and you have a conversation with some random bloke at the bus stop and they're a pedophile, they are not going to open the conversation with, oh, hello, mate, just so you know, I'm a pedophile, I'm a horrible fucking person, and you shouldn't trust me. They'll open the conversation with, oh, mate, good weather today, innit? And you'll be like, yeah, weather is good. And they'll be like, yeah, have a good one, mate. And then you'll be like, yeah, you too, pal. And then you'll leave feeling happy and smiley, no knowledge that you've just spoken to a potential pedophile. If someone's a shitty person, they're not going to reveal that to you within the first 15 minutes of meeting you most of the time.
I don't know if he's the most normal of normal.
He has to do shit to make money now. It's kind of pathetic.
I mean, like, I remember watching this guy. Like, this guy was like the voice of reason on the internet. He was like the guy that like always had the, you know, normal everyman take on things. And I think the problem is like live streaming just brings out the worst aspects of you, because like really it's like you can have like an 8-hour stream and then the worst 30 seconds of that 8-hour stream, that's the one on Twitter.
He's true. You know what? He is right. I've definitely felt that when I have to be a lot more careful when I'm streaming. Which I guess does make sense because it's live, but he is right.
Yeah.
That's it, right? And it's like all the rest of the time, everything's basically fine. Yeah. But you say some crazy shit like that, and then that's what people focus on. And especially, like, I mean, for me and for a lot of other people, it's like they'll clip it in a way that's like intentionally inflammatory.
Oh, yeah, every time.
God. Yeah, I've seen this happen a lot. Like, I've made so many videos about it. Like, I'm just used to it at this point. Like, I don't even try to like talk around, like, oh, I know somebody can clip this out of context. Please do. Please do. That's
yeah, it's free engagement. No one gives a fuck anymore. Really.
Nobody cares. Like, I'm so glad the internet is the way it is now, honestly. Like, because for a while, everybody, like, you were not allowed to not give a shit about certain things, right? And like now I just feel like you can say and do almost anything that you want, right?
Asman's views on dating only young women says enough. He doesn't like to date women who are too smart, so he stays young. Did he say that in this podcast? Was I just not listening? What the fuck? When did he say that? He only dates... How old is Asmongold, though? Asmongold is about 36 years old, so I guess it's not even public.
That's a lot better, honestly. I like that a lot more, rather than like having a lot of gatekeepers and control-y people, etc.
That's true. But your boys, though, the people you used to do the podcast with that you were talking about.
Yes.
Do you miss friends?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, like I do. I mean, like, well, Twitch. So like Twitch had a major fracturing.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of like gambling drama and like a handful of other like small like events. Well, it kind of created a schism between like different groups of people on Twitch, where it's like back in the day, everybody could agree to disagree, everybody could kind of get along. But I think that like those differences have just kind of grown over the years, and it's like now it's hard to reconcile that.
Look, everybody farmed anything they could.
They did.
But you had 10 years for a lot of these people, or close to it, of you farmed everything and there was no consequence. It seems like a logical leap that they farmed each other, and people didn't forgive in the end. And I feel like I'm one of the only people to say it. I love every single person for the most part that I met on Twitch, even though I don't talk to them. I still love all of them.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna talk to them ever again, but I still like them, and I think that they're genuinely good people.
Yeah.
The job's just weird.
I don't know. I think I clicked on a video once where you were reacting to Hassan reacting to you, reacting to Hassan who was reacting to you.
Could have been any day of the week.
I mean, you're gonna have to be more specific. You're gonna have to be more specific than that.
It's like we could be peaceful. We can all be friends.
Maybe
we could be the moderators, like bringing them together.
I can get along with people. Like I'm not like, people get mad at me. I don't get mad at other people. Like I'll say like, oh yeah, I think this is wrong. You shouldn't say this. This is bad. But like, I'm not the one getting personally upset and offended over this stuff. It's everybody else doing that about me. So
didn't he just have a huge hissy fit about the Charlie Kirk prom trend? Talking about, no, you're not allowed to pretend to be empathetic if you're going to make fun of Daddy Charlie's death. My friendly fascist propagandist, yes. All these leftists are fucking unhinged. Thank you very much, Kalini, for the membership. That was just him. I think we just put a video up on Shepherd Boy. It might be the last one that we put up. He gets angry and upset at people all the time. Isn't he right now in shit for like not having a chat with Destiny? He's like, no, there's no point talking to Destiny. Because he knows he'd get fucking steamrolled, by the way. He knows he'd get fucking steamrolled. In fact, if I was him, I wouldn't talk to Destiny either.
Again, not my fucking fault.
Like, it is smart. It's actually the smartest thing he's probably ever done.
Right? Or at least, I'm sure they'll say like, yeah, but it's because you're crazy. But like, I mean, that's the way I see it.
Do you care? Do you think about it off stream?
Do I think about like what?
Any of the drama. Does that actually impact you off stream?
Honestly, I wish I cared more, because like yesterday, for example, I don't even think I checked my phone.
That's a good mindset.
It's wild. Like there's really I forget what had happened, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and I said something like, I was like, oh yeah, like blah blah blah, because the internet was like crucifying him for something. And he goes, I shit you not, he goes, oh yeah, dude, they're real mad today. It's what it is. And it was like, but that's it. That's all he really feels with it. Which it is a good attitude. It's a great.
Who has ever stepped up to Destiny well? Destiny's a very skilled debater, but there's definitely been moments that have been like where he's shown himself to not be as educated, or like huge biases, especially when it comes to Israel-Palestine stuff, in my opinion.
attitude to have.
The Lex Friedman podcast with him, Benny Morris, Norm Finkelstein, and Rabani, I think his name was a really horrible fucking display from most of them, to be honest. It was a very unproductive podcast. It could have been so good, but that was years ago, to be fair. That sucked. That podcast sucked. Like, Norm was very inflammatory. Destiny was, like, purposefully misunderstanding a lot of shit. In my opinion, very intentionally, because he's a clever guy. He knows what's being said, but he's, like, intentionally, in my opinion, misconstruing things to suit his narrative a little bit more. But whatever, that's a topic for another day.
Do you think that, like, I'm going to use Hassan as an example. And
yeah, sure.
I think Hassan, not necessarily in a bad way, I just think he really cares a lot. And I think that just manifests in a different way.
If you care a lot about how people see you, the outcomes of how people see you matter a lot more. I mean, it's just like, it's pure.
Yeah, Hassan definitely does care a lot about how people see him, which isn't, like, bad for an online creator. It just depends how you externalize that care.
Logic, right? It's not like this is anything profound to say. It's obvious. Like, so what happens, I think, is that people do care a lot about how they're perceived, and then they try to act in a way to make them perceive differently, and then that doesn't work, or something else happens, and then it begins to spiral, right?
Well,
why does Hassan keep coming up in these streams? Because he's, like, the largest political streamer on the fucking planet.
I'm going to give Hassan also, because do I think that Hassan cares about how he's perceived? Yeah, sure. But I also do think that he is hypersensitive to, like, how certain things are, because he's worried about it potentially hurting, like, his political sphere, or, like, being bad for what he's championing. That's like, if I'm giving him, like, the complete benefit of the doubt, I think that there is something of value there as well. So, like, I don't think Hassan's some sort of, like, I don't think you're evil. I don't think Hassan's evil. I think you're both mentally fucking retarded.
Yeah,
I think I met you both as people, and I think you're both actually genuinely, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, good people. At the end of the day, you know, if things were different, Hassan would have been an OTK. If I had every one of my wishes granted, Hassan would have been an OTK.
That would have been a crazy
I think he's such a good IRL streamer. I think he's so entertaining and so funny. My God, is he handsome.
Okay. I mean, look, yes, he definitely is. I need to figure out what he takes for his hair, because I remember in 2022, he was going bald, and it was obvious, and he did something and he changed it, and I've got to figure out what the fuck
Probably finasteride. That's what I do.
Maybe that's
I maintain.
Yeah. Finasteride, a little bit of minoxidil too. You take minoxidil as a pill now?
Make some people's dicks, like, just broken.
Well, that's that finasteride, right?
Yeah.
The minoxidil one.
The thing I've always said, though, is, like, selling microphones to white men should be treated the same way as, like, selling guns to minors, or selling alcohol to minors. Should be the same punishment, I think. Didn't Hassan shock dog on stream because he whined one time? I think he shocked his dog pretty consistently on stream to keep him in frame, I assume. Yeah, I'm not, like, a huge fan. I don't hate Hassan by any means. I think he's done a lot of good work. I've said this before so many times, but I'm not, like, a super fan. But I don't sit and watch him. From what I've seen, don't quote me on this, because I really don't know much about him. But from what I've seen, he does seem a little bit too sort of pro-Hamas, pro-Houthi, pro-Arab terrorism, from what I have seen.
That, but you're probably past that.
What?
Like finasteride, you should just get it.
I'm past that. I don't know. Okay, well yeah.
The finasteride and the minoxidil, like make you grow a little bit more. The finasteride, I think they say that sometimes it'll, like, regrow. Best case scenario. He
is so not pro any of that. I don't know. I've seen clips of him, like, playing straight terrorist propaganda on stream. He had that Houthi on stream that he was, like, interviewing that one time, and he was, like, just sucking him off the whole time as well. He speaks out against it constantly, but understand they exist because we created them. I don't know, man. I'd like, again, maybe it's changed, but from what I've seen, he definitely does seem to have a lot more sympathy than I would like towards those people or those groups.
They're like 6 months at most.
Yeah.
And then you maintain. Yeah, it's a maintaining pill.
Okay.
Because
he wasn't a Houthi, by the way. Well, they introduced him as a Houthi, so.
Basically, it causes your body, I could be wrong in the science here, but not to create DHT, which is like essentially super testosterone.
Yeah.
So your testosterone goes up, your DHT goes down, and then that actually affects your prostate, and it affects your hair follicles.
Shit, I don't want to know what's going on inside.
It's actually good. Yeah. It's actually good for your prostate.
Wow.
Okay.
They were creating a prostate drug, and they were like, oh wow, this is working. This is shrinking people's prostates that need to be shrunk. And then they were like, why are these people getting so much hair? And that's how they started doing it.
That's how it works. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I definitely probably should do something about it just because it kind of looks bad. But, you know, at some point I will. I've just been kind of like, I'm very afraid of going to, like, the doctor or anything like that, just because of, like, you know, I've had bad, like, I 1 year I went to the emergency room 3 times for 3 things that I didn't have. And so, like, after that, I was like, yeah, I've just got to fucking relax, man. Like, that was it.
You had anxiety.
Oh, yeah. And you know, I went to like I said, I had, like, a really high blood pressure reading. I went to the dentist, and, like, I was so stressed out. It was only 120. So, like, I totally got it under control.
Okay, I'm not too fussed about the blood pressure stuff. By the way, just to be absolutely clear, supporting a terrorist org is a bit much. Yeah, it's not more than a bit much. Just to be absolutely clear, because I'm seeing some comments about that. Obviously, I have no problem with Palestinian organizations or armies fighting back against the IDF within the rules of law, or war, rather. What I have an issue with in regards to Hamas and the Houthis is the murder and rape of Israeli civilians. That's what I have a problem with. If you want to claim that they're, completely moral people and they're just fighting back, it's like, okay, fine, but, what about the rape? At what point is rape ever necessary when it comes to fighting back or resisting? It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
It's not a Jew sport.
It's a Jew sport.
It's not. You're running around like crazy.
It's great calories.
It's a Jew sport, though. Jews play a lot of tennis.
I don't know.
Who's going to know if it's a Jew sport or not? The Gentile sitting across from me or the bar mitzvah Jewish man?
Okay, that is true.
I mean, covenant?
Okay, God. Name one Jewish tennis player.
Do you want me to go to the country club right now and find one? You mean like a professional?
Yeah.
We don't do the professional athlete.
Okay, there you go.
We own the sports team, not the...
Israel has done 10 times as much. Yeah, true, but Israel, yeah, I'm not defending Israel. I think Israel's fucking horrible. I think they're committing a genocide, but that doesn't excuse Palestinian terrorists raping Israeli civilians, does it? That's not a valid form of defense ever. They created the beast. And I understand what you're saying, but let's not fucking act as though there's no responsibility to be taken by the rapists in Hamas who are murdering and raping Israeli civilians.
We're not going to get out in the fields. I'm sorry. We make money while we sleep, Goyim.
No, okay.
Yeah, no. But I think, isn't Djokovic?
I have no idea.
Can we see if Djokovic is a Jew?
Doesn't sound... Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know if it is or not. I mean, look, I would do more sports if I could, but I just haven't really, I don't know. I used to be very active.
Okay, I'm going to stop talking about this now, by the way, because I'm defending Israel too much. I'm not even defending Israel. I'm sounding too pro-Israel because I'm not attacking them as much as I'd like. So I'm going to end it with free Palestine, fuck Israel.
I was.
Used to be fast.
And big fuck the IDF. And also fuck Netanyahu. He's the worst person in human existence, bro.
Fuck.
I used to be fast as fuck. And then I started playing World of Warcraft and everything basically went downhill from there. That was about it.
Were you ever athletic?
Yeah, I swim team, football.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Did you have was there that turning point where it was oh shit, I'm not athletic?
No, it was right after college. Desk job, fat. Uber Eats, you got money.
Yeah. Down.
Yeah, I remember so I worked at Activision Blizzard before I got into streaming, and Bobby Kotick came into the office one day, and the New York office, they acquired, have you ever heard of MLG? It's Major League Gaming. Mm-hmm. So I worked there and got acquired, right? And Bobby Kotick, the fucking legend, bro. Uncle Bobby fucking flies in on his helicopter and he looks at the office and he's just oh God, I'm so sorry that you're working in these conditions. And that was when I discovered Uber Eats.
No.
Managing
you want to know what's fucked up? Oh, I played a game like that.
We are skipping ahead a little bit because it's getting very repetitive and not interesting to talk about.
But it was a gacha game, and I got my girlfriend into it, and she spent $30,000 on it. And it's Call of Dragons. When I got me into Call of Dragons, and this is actually, we were saving this for. She's gonna come on next week, or maybe after, it depends. Yeah. But she'll come on at some point. And she literally had given her account to somebody else to let them, a person that she met in the game, to let them do dailies. And dude, she took the account back the other day, and she went through the DMs, and he was just sexting people from the Mia Malkova account. What? It's wild, bro. I got the full logs, bro.
Oh my God.
Crazy, bro.
Who does this? Who is this guy?
But the account was whaled out. I mean, super simple.
Vampire Survivors game?
The Vampire Crawlers came out today.
Okay, what do you do?
It's a deck builder arcade.
I think we might be done, to be honest. I think we might be done. There's nothing interesting
about it.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, it's very rare that I hear somebody moving in. My girlfriend and I, we actually moved in, we're at 5 years now, but we started living with each other the first year. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it was the hack because we found out so quickly that it was serious.
Yes. Yeah. That's the compatibility. People take forever to move in. You don't know. You can learn in 6 months of living together that it's horrible after 5 years of dating and not living together.
Yeah.
This is honestly, I kind of agree with this. This is good advice. I might stay here because there's some shit being spoken about here that I can add substance to. I am of the opinion that you're not even truly dating someone unless you've lived with them for a little bit. By the way, guys, my first piss of the whole stream. This is big for me. I never wait this long. I don't think you've truly dated someone unless you have. I'd like to hear the chat's opinion on this, by the way, especially people who have been in long-term relationships or are currently in one. I don't think you are truly dating someone unless you've lived with them for at least a month. At least, honestly, in my mind, at least 3 months. It doesn't even count as a long-term relationship. I think it's insane. I think it's insanity to have dated someone or claim to have been in a long-term relationship if you never lived with someone before. Live with my husband for 5. That's way too long. I don't know, man. I don't know, because that's when relationships that's the make or break moment. like, because if you're together for like 5 years, but you've never lived with each other, and then you live with each other for maybe 3 months, and you realize that there's something that the other person does that really fucking pisses you off. They don't know how to do their chores. They don't know how to wash dishes. It's like, that can destroy relationships. That's like the thing that breaks down most relationships is the split of work, and some people being like incompetent when it comes to certain aspects of living or like basic chores and stuff. Does that mean people haven't dated if they're married and didn't live together before? People haven't dated if they're married and didn't live together before. I would, in my opinion, yeah. I know it's a strong opinion to have, but I just don't think that you've really dated someone unless you've lived with them.
It like super sped the relationship.
Thank you very much, Dinamari, for the membership.
I also speed ran a relationship like that, but not in the same way. And so I meet this girl, and then a month later, she comes to visit me. And then after the visit is over, she just stays at the house. Now she's just living at my house. And this is a month after I've met this girl. And then she was staying there, and we would regularly, like, we would break up and get back together sometimes multiple times a day. Like, this is just like, this would happen all the time. And then I remember realizing, like, I was driving to like pick her up from, at that point she was living at another house because this was in between that. And you know, I saw that I had gray hair in my beard, and I was like, this is actually killing me. This is I'm dying. This is it. Like, this is the last one. And it was like, I remember very clearly I had to take the day off of stream because I was up until 4:30 in the morning arguing with her on the phone about something that, I mean, I don't remember. It was probably me that was wrong. But like, you know, for whatever reason, you know, like I had fucked up, and I was driving over to see her because we had gotten back together that morning, and I was going to take her out to lunch. And then we broke up later on that night.
The thing is, I can't imagine him arguing. Zach is like, it's funny because when he
okay, I don't want to hear about this.
Just do couples therapy.
Yeah.
And so we started doing couples therapy.
I don't want to hear about that either.
If I'm up that late, I'll sleep downstairs, and I would just hear her footsteps, and I would hear furniture moving and shit. Every day she would reorganize the house.
Jesus, I really don't. I honestly don't care about this fucking bloke.
People expecting certain things, like expecting.
That's what happened with my parents
or something like that.
Yeah, my dad thought that my mom would work. She didn't do shit. She didn't do a fucking thing.
Hey, that's not fair. She knew how to order off of Amazon better than any person I've ever met.
Whenever my girlfriend and my mom were living both in the same house, my house was an Amazon warehouse. I swear to God, we would get like 7 packages a day, and I would open it up, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh no, I need these. It's like,
are we done? I think we're done, guys.
And you're gonna live to like 80.
I don't know, maybe, right? I mean,
I mean, every now and then there's that person who like lives to 100, and they're doing the interview, and it's like, what's your advice? It's like Diet Coke and a cigarette.
Smoke cigarettes.
Every now and then people are just built differently, but you are literally, it's like, it's crazy. The neo-Nazis are just doing the Nazi experiment themselves now.
Eggs and running. That's the secret to living a long, happy, healthy life. And love. Hugs every day.
An episode with him.
That'll be incredible.
Yeah. I was just talking to the guy, actually, not Brian Johnson, but my buddy who's friends with him, because my buddy is actually fully on like a regimen that Brian Johnson made for him.
Oh, really?
And
It's who I think it is, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, and I don't think you've ever seen him in real life.
No.
Dude looks like he's like,
I know.
He's like older than us, but he looks like he's in very good shape, looks super young. Yeah.
Right, so it's the same kind of time.
Okay, I think that's pretty much the extent of the podcast, to be honest with you. There's not really much else to speak about in regards to it. So yeah, that's the Caleb Hammer Asmongold podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Pretty interesting stuff, eh?